YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Diller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We're going to tackle what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Buckle up, a bumpy ride ahead on a Friday edition of The Huddle. I'm Billy Schmid alongside my main man, Armen Sarian. One more day, Dave Gasper in the chair as well as we continue to drive the car, drive the bus for our friend Drew Olson, who will return to us a couple of days after his birthday, as he'll celebrate that coming up on Saturday, enjoying the final day of his vacation, and then rejoining us and huddling up with all of you for more of our normal shenanigans coming up next week. All the insomniacs and early risers, and more importantly, those folks outside of the health club, we've been thinking about you this week, even if we haven't given you your normal shout out. Armen, there's a light night last night in the sports world for us here locally. More time to be able to consume a lot of conversation that a lot of people had about the conversation that was had with the Milwaukee Bucks and Taylor Jenkins and Jimmy Haslam. We'll get into more of that coming up later on here today. But then a couple of NBA playoff games, one NHL game on the docket, a light night, low tide, and just another sadly win for those Northsiders for us to have to deal with. Yesterday is just one of those days that kind of goes in the sports calendar here in one of your favorite months, the month of May, where sometimes it can be a little bit of a sports desert every once in a while.
Yeah, it can be. And usually I've defended May, as you know, Billy, vociferously. And I have to take a mea culpa right here, Friday, May 8th at 5:04 in the morning. And I have to be honest and say May sucks so far. It's been a terrible May so far. Weather-wise, it's not been good. Drew picked the right week to go on vacation. I'll be honest. When he first told me he was going on vacation in May, I said, you should have picked a better month with there's going to be worse weather. Because a lot of times the weather is pretty decent in May. And I've talked about that in the past, but I think it's underrated. But I'll take the L right here. I'll take the L. Is this correct? Yeah, L. I'm going to just reverse it. Yeah, L. I'll take the L right there because it's not been a great month so far of May for weather. And it's not been great. The Cubs haven't lost yet in this month, which is not something I really enjoy. And the Bucks still aren't playing in the playoffs. So I would say so far it's been an L month around here. And I got to say, it's not been great. As David and I were talking about, you don't really get a sense of the weather when you wake up this early yet because you don't know what it's going to be in 6 hours.
Even though you love to get a sense of the weather every day.
I like to talk. I like to try and predict. I like to try and look at it, prepare my day based on the weather. I like to follow the weather.
You're a big weather fan.
Big weather fan. I love to know what's going on. I like to prepare it. I like to have the 10-day forecast kind of in my head at all times, kind of like surrounding my thoughts. But
a heck of a way to live.
Let me tell you, it's wild. But it's been a crappy weather month. So I'm here to say I'm wrong about May, at least for this month. The credit I usually give May has not been requited, and therefore I have to take the L on this. But as I put on X and Dave laughed at me this morning for, I think I should get credit for that. How many people admit they're wrong all the time? So I think I deserve some credit.
Yeah, you're right. You definitely deserve more credit. You deserve more credit than the Guardians fan that dropped the foul ball yesterday and spilled the beer all over his loving significant other who is sitting right next to him and doesn't complete the process of the catch. There's a lot of times where that's important and it's stressed. It's going to be stressed whenever they end up giving us these scheduled NFL games that are potentially going to come out at some particular point in time.
One day.
Completing the process of the catch is a lot of times the most important part. Fundamentally so, when you are going to leave your feet, you got to know you're going to come back down with 2 feet inbounds and full possession of the ball. My man lost both the beer, actually all 3 maybe. The beer, the ball, and the date. Because that young lady was very, very much not enjoying it and laughing as much as he seemingly was. But it's a difficult night. I mean, in all reality, the most exciting thing to talk about yesterday was my man Ronald McDonald singing a national anthem, because it's just so casual greatness with this Oklahoma City team. And they just, I mean, granted, they were down, 5 in the late stages of the fourth quarter, but only one team with the MVP not on the floor goes on a 22-4 run and just goes night-night to the LA Lakers in game 2.
They are the most chill NBA dominant team approaching dynasty since the Spurs. I mean, in some ways, and I think a lot of that was because of Tim Duncan and the way he was. We just thought of their greatness as so chill. I don't know how else to describe it. And it seems like
this very understated.
This Oklahoma City team seems similar. I remember even last year when they finally won the championship, and I said finally because it took them more games than I thought it should. But they won in 7. That how understated their celebration was. I don't mean the parade and all that. I'm not making fun of Oklahoma City today. Well, not yet. I mean, but that's not what this is about. But even on the court, they just seem like, all right, it's done now. The season's done. We did our mission. Let's just dap up and go home. I don't know. I guess it's different because for me, you grow up dreaming of titles, dreaming of championships, and when it's finally happening, and it happened for the Bucks, obviously, in 21, it was such an exuberant kind of push to the top, push to the finish with a huge performance, an individual star performance, and all these things that it felt like this burst of energy and excitement. But listen, I mean, the Thunder are just chilling out here, putting up their 125, winning their games, even with SGA having another ho-hum game. He was in foul trouble, Billy, as you know. But Chet and their depth just got it done again. They are the most kind of workman-like potential dynasty that you remember in NBA history. And the thing is, maybe that's personifies them because it is Oklahoma City and it's whatever. This is our town, this is our state, and we're just here and we're just doing it, and we're just going to dominate you in the most ordinary way. But I guess they are extraordinary in their ordinary. They have great depth. They do their thing. Chet had a great game. And they didn't need SGA to be great again last night, and they got it done and take the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and he had 4 fouls when he checks out, and they sparked that run with SGA on the bench. They outscored the Lakers by 18 in the run. One of the reasons why JJ Redick was ripping the officials after the game. But you have a group that, and you mentioned the Spurs, teams and groups take on the personality a lot of times of the best player. Not all the time does the best player have to be the best leader or the most vocal leader. Not necessarily always is that guy, but the team will definitely take on the personality of that player. And SGA is about as calm, cool, and collected and understated as possible. He's not the flashy superstar that the NBA has seen for so long, but he's also another one in the long line that we've seen consistently now of the international superstars that are just different than the NBA, than a lot of American superstars that we've seen and grown so accustomed to. That, I mean, it means a ton to win titles, no doubt about it, but it doesn't appear like that would be the end all be all lot in life. However, it's a lot about the journey. It's a lot about the togetherness, the goofiness on the interviews. And they are not because of streaming services hard to watch, but you kind of have to make a point to watch Oklahoma City Thunder basketball during the regular season because after they started out 24-1 this year.
Just incredible, right? Yeah, incredible.
And at that point, people are watching holy cow, are they going to win 70 games? And then when that was kind of out of the equation, it seemed like, all right, we'll just push that off to the side and watch everything else. Because again, it's not like it's all that enjoyable for a casual outside viewer to just watch one team systematically dominate and win by 12 or 13 every night. And seemingly they might just do that through the playoffs. I anticipate they'll get tested. You always do. Last year they won the title. It was about as a dominant of a team last year as this year. However, they went to 2 7-game series last year. I don't see them really getting pushed necessarily that same way with what's in front of them. And in an era that is ever changing in the NBA, they'd be the first repeat since the 17-18 KD Warriors. And it definitely just doesn't feel like they've gotten nearly the same conversation, somewhat because of how they want to play and how they want to go about their own business.
Definitely, Billy. They haven't gotten that same sort of attention. And I think it's because I don't know. I think we looked at those Warriors teams even before KD as representing a new era of basketball. Like, like this supernova great, like super
the
team.
Splash Brothers Warriors were totally different.
Steph was different than anything we've ever seen. The way they played, it was fast, it was exciting. People were calling it, basketball porn, like, all that stuff. And then they add KD, and they're like, this is just the craziest super team that we're ever going to see. It was kind of in a big, it's a big market, obviously. I mean, the San Francisco area, Golden State Bay Area is a big market. And Curry had a lot of support amongst the youth. I mean, he was the star of a generation because they could relate to him. Everyone loved the way he played. He changed the way kids play. It was this supernova of excitement, even though they were so dominant. And then they had KD, and then But it just doesn't feel like you had that, obviously, with Oklahoma City. Is the market size part of it? I think so. I think SGA's, it's the type of star he is, understated. A lot of people are like, he's good, really great, MVP, can score great, but, he falls all the time. Does he flop? Like, there's questions about that. He doesn't necessarily always wow you on the court, but the final results always wow you.
He's the most Duncan-like superstar you'd ever see again.
Yeah.
And there wouldn't be as much mid-range and bank shots in today's NBA because I don't know, the kids are going to grow up learning how to play that same way of 12 and 15 feet away from the basket, like you just mentioned. But like the way he would casually do the fundamentals, SGA does fundamentally take advantage of the basketball game. And like JJ Redick said last night, I sarcastically the other day called them the most disruptive team without fouling. I mean, they have a few guys that foul every possession, all right? They're hard enough to play. You got to just be able to call them when they foul, and they do foul. He definitely initiates enough of the contact, and we always want some kind of controversy. We always want something to go wrong, and that's why my favorite part of watching Oklahoma City is laughing at the thought of how many different Giannis-like moves people had tried to concoct Oklahoma City to have to make. And instead, they're sitting back like, yeah, we're good.
We're good.
We grabbed Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency and all this, and he was maybe the biggest player that anybody was able to grab in the last 2 years. Alex Caruso was our 3-year vet that we ended up grabbing, or on a 3-year contract veteran deal that you bring in, and he'll suffice because there was something very mundane about the way the Spurs went about it, and Duncan didn't want any of the attention, and I don't think SGA necessarily wants the attention outside of some of the wild outfits that my man will rock.
Right,
like,
right.
It's just, it's a different level of casual, however, ridiculously dominant in an era that we just haven't seen many dominant NBA teams.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. I mean, it's very hard to repeat in this era, so they're on the brink of doing it.
Not only, but like,
ahead.
The first repeat team, again, this is the league that had a team win 6 of 8. How many did the Larry Bird Celtics won? 4 and 7 years,
3 and
4,
3 and 6. Although the Lakers won, I think 5 and 9 years basically. So that would have been
into there. And then I mean the Pistons win the back-to-backs, but then so like this has been always littered with teams that win multiple titles in groups, right?
Shaq and Kobe.
It's all dynasties, right?
Yeah.
Shaq and Kobe with the 3-peats.
Yeah.
Obviously the Warriors that we just mentioned. The Heat before that, going to the finals 4 straight years, winning it twice. It's always been there's a team that is a Bowser up top and everybody going and hunting for that. Not only could they be the first team to repeat since 17-18, they're right now 2 games away from being the first team since the freaking pandemic to not only win the title 1 year, go back to the conference finals the next year.
That's the crazy part to
believe.
Like,
that's just how different the league's been over the last half a decade, pardon me. And the way that they've done it, I don't necessarily know that people are stunned that it's them for how they stockpiled assets, how much people speak highly and how highly they speak of Sam Presti, but I don't necessarily know people love that it's happening this way. Does that make sense?
Well,
like today we're getting the revival. Today is a return day. I don't know if this is in on your calendar.
I don't know if I had this on my. I don't know what this is on my calendar. But what am I missing here?
Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are going to be back together again on first take.
That's today. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's not a whole lot
of big deal. Yeah.
There's not first takiness with Gold.
Sure, there isn't.
Oklahoma City. There's not any real good drama with them.
Storylines.
There's no great big time storyline other than we got to say that They get fouled too much. Like it's a difficult one to talk about. And I can't think they're the four-letter network's favorite team right now. I definitely know they're not because they don't nearly get the same amount of oxygen as the Knicks. However,
no way.
They're just right now in seemingly a different stratosphere than everybody else.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder, and when I started to see it, like a lot of people and a lot of social media say this team, they make it hard to watch because they're constantly flopping or they get fouls. When people start going to those angles, I start wondering, like, all right, is it just you don't want Oklahoma to be relevant? Like
some good losers laments in there.
And I wonder, like, if I make my little jabs at Oklahoma City and stuff like that, but should I be more like, should I having a more of affinity to them as a small market because that's what the Bucks I felt dealt with at certain times.
Dave, I think that's what you and I have been trying to advocate for the last year and a half. Yeah. I think that's exactly the point that Dave and I have been making since.
Well, there's some of that
BS on no BS.
Well, there's some of that. Of course, my issues are more with Oklahoma City as a.
It might just be the Milwaukee of the South.
Don't insult my city by saying that about Oklahoma. It's not insult Milwaukee of the South. No, we're much more interesting of a place to be than Oklahoma City. But as a team, yes, and a market, yes, because the league isn't interested in them being really good. It seems like a lot of times, and the machine or the media machine around the league isn't interested in them. But that's the other funny thing, Billy, is like. Even during the season, it wasn't like they coasted. Like there was no regular season storyline of can they get to 70 wins. Like I don't remember people talking about it, but they won 64 games. Like they were definitely on that track for a while. And it was like, that could be the excitement of the storyline we follow with Oklahoma City, but it really wasn't. Like people weren't talking, even with the great Warriors teams and getting 73 wins, but then losing to LeBron, it was like, wow, can they break the Bulls record and have all those wins? But with Oklahoma City, there was none of that. And it was like, okay, yeah, they coasted because they just constantly won. And yeah, you're right. It's like, do they need to load up to try and repeat and maintain their greatness? Like, no, we're fine. We'll get Jared McCain. And I guess we'll get 18 from him and we're fine. And, we have all these guys and, we don't need SGA to be supernova every game because he can get in foul trouble. And we've got Mitchell and Hartenstein and they mentioned Chet Holmgren. It's like, they're just deep and they're just good right now, and we're waiting for the challenge to be. And I don't think a lot of people thought the Lakers would be that challenge. I know Vegas didn't.
No, definitely not. This time, no.
I still think it's San Antonio based on what happened in the regular season, but they have to still get through. Now they dominated game 2. They have to still get through Minnesota, so we'll see what happens. But it sure seems like they're the pardon the pun Thunder. They're the storm rolling through.
Oh, right 100%.
They're hard to stop.
And we're gonna hear that Luke Combs Ain't No Love in Oklahoma song 19 billion times during the finals again.
Great.
Because it does feel like they're just going to be There's not a whole lot of teams that go on the run like they did yesterday where it's just like 22-4, best player on the bench, and they just like barely let you get the ball past half court. It's a different style of defense, and you're spot on. It's like, I think the Thunder have to trade for Giannis.
They don't have,
how many picks can they trade?
Right.
Should they send Chet? What would the deal be? And they're like, actually, we got this kid from Santa Barbara, second round pick, who spells his name weird, AJ. Yeah, he's just gonna drop 20 in playoff games.
We're good.
Should be fine.
Hey, LeBron, we're good. Ben Simmons is here.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It is the total, all the different great memes of.
Oh yes,
I think we'll be okay. You can just leave that one at the door, and we'll find our way through. 877-794-1973. That's where you can always join the conversation. Like our friend Dana West Bend fired up early here today. Maybe a few thoughts and suggestions for Armen's tailgate party.
Well, we'll get through all
this weekend.
Yeah, we'll get through all this because Dana West Bend.
I like this. You throwing a party?
I love this. I wasn't planning on it, but maybe he's inspired me to with the amount of detail and effort he put into this text. I mean, I don't know, Dan, if you can't sleep, I'm sorry, we're here for you. If you're up early thinking about these things, I appreciate it.
I just think he was waiting to rope drop the huddle.
Yeah, mate.
That's what most people do. Like especially like you go to a theme park, you get there before it opens.
Rope drop.
So once they drop them ropes, you're the first one through the gates.
Dan's there always, every day, every week.
A lot of people ready to because YouTube stream's already going up this morning.
Going
That's
up.
What I'm talking about.
Let's go. I see Tommy and Dallas is in there, so we get a lot of people in there. We have maybe my favorite text to get to on the other side about talk about calling us out, and we preach that this talk and text line never closes, and it truly never does. Yeah. We always see it, and we always are able to bring it right back. As a 715 has given us a great one and a callback from yesterday, and you want to talk about a windmill dunk right through the legs? Yeah,
Yeah, they're still playing. We'll get into it on the other side. Our friend Armen Sarian is right there. Dave Gasper doing a phenomenal job in Armen's seat as he takes over the big chair. I'm Billy Schmidt. We're glad you're holding on with us. Not holding on, huddling up, because we're just getting started. As our friend Drew would say, just getting our shooting shirts off and just getting warmed up. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Come on, Dave.
We got some news here from the NFL. Not like breaking news. Again, the low tide season. The news in the NFL is the Vikings signed Juwan Jennings.
That's a big. I mean, come on. There's a couple
to
big
a 1 year deal that might be worth
news.
$13 million.
Okay, so we talked about the Packers and wide receiver depth a little bit. We talked about positions yesterday. This was one we said, hey, Stephon Diggs, Juwan Jennings. The Vikings pop for Juwan Jennings. So there you go. Division rival. Billy, I mean, do they have to spend their money on Juwan Jennings? It's a 1 year deal, so it's not a huge risk. But
1 year they lost Jalen Naylor, who caught a touchdown in the game against the Packers a couple of years ago. He signed a 3-year deal with the Vegas Raiders in free agency. So this is a third receiver replacement.
Not a bad option for the Vikings at this time of the offseason to get this guy.
Not at all. And these are the kind of moves that you can make, albeit while they are strapped for cash. And that's why they had to get rid of guys like Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, and maybe those guys weren't as productive as they thought they were going to be a year ago. When you got a quarterback on a rookie contract who's sitting and a quarterback on a minimum contract for you because he's being paid $30+ million from his former team, these are the kind of moves that I guess luxury pieces you can add or add in. But I think like the value is interesting because Jennings, albeit came off an injured year a year ago and had the, before the season situation where he was holding out because he's like, listen, trying to cash in off a contract year, great year. And everyone's like, well, brother, you're Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Right. Like it felt like there was that conversation in San Francisco of all of the mouths we're feeding. And Juwan Jennings is the one that's griping and holding out. Like we got Trent Williams over here, first ballot Hall of Famer. Right, we got Christian McCaffrey that we're trying to get back off of whatever the Achilles situation was.
His attempts at a big money extension never really came through for him. It
did not materialize at all a year ago. And Armen, never hurts to ask.
Never hurts to ask. And he was like,
the worst they can say is no.
I think he probably felt like, hey, I mean, I've done a lot for you guys. I've had big moments catching the ball. Good season, and I'm a physical blocker, things like that.
Physical blocker.
I'm valuable to you guys. Let's get the extension rolling, right? It
does the dirty work, as the ESPN story wraps up with, known as a physical blocker who has a tendency to agitate opponents. Well, that's for sure, right?
Okay.
Like, I mean, he is 1,000% an agitator and has gotten into a number of different scuffles. I think it was Daron Payne last year that just waited for him to walk by and popped him right in the mouth. So like he can be that guy, add some definite spice to the two Packers-Vikings matchups, but just interesting value. I mean, he comes off a year, again, injured, dinged up, 55 catches, just under 650 yards, 9 touchdowns, signs for 1 year deal worth around $13 million, at most $13 million. I mean, those numbers, 55 catches, 9 touchdowns compared to 6 touchdowns, 724 yards compared to 640 yards.
Yeah.
Those are Romeo Doubs numbers compared to Juwan Jennings a year ago. And like even Jennings' biggest year in 24, where he's a quarter shy of 1,000-yard season on over 100 targets in 15 games played, that dwarfs any of the year that Romeo Doubs had, biggest production-wise. Now, there's a difference in age, right? I think Juwan's going to be 29 when the season starts. Doubs will be 26 when the season starts. He's going to turn 26 here coming up here pretty soon. But, like, the different productions, Doubs signed a 4-year deal worth up to $70 million couple of days into free agency. Jennings didn't exactly get what he wanted, waited. And now the Vikings get to shop in the Kirkland brand. This feels like the discount table right before you get into the liquor department at Pick and Save.
This is it right here. This is where I live.
You wait long enough,
right?
They'll put that reduced label right on you, and the Vikings were the first ones there to shop in.
And that's what it is. And I got to be honest, I think they got good value. Now, I think it's skewed a little bit because as a Packers fan, I remember what he did against us in the playoffs 2 years ago. Like I don't know what he had. It probably like 5 catches, but it felt like 1 million. It felt like every big catch he had. It felt like he was killing us. Mm-hmm. So you're a little bit skewed on that. It's like the whole Suppan thing. Like when he would dominate the Brewers constantly, so we had a more inflated opinion of him. And I keep thinking about that playoff game in 24. But to get this deal for Juwan Jennings, I don't think is bad. I think the Romeo Doubs comparison is interesting because, he's been a little more banged up and a little bit older, but Billy, the production's been there. And just the question remains now for the Vikings is, what type of quarterback will be throwing to him? And that's going to be the constant question for them. But number 3 receiver, I know they have the young guy as well, that the draft pick, I'm blanking on his name right now, that seemed pretty good. Or
sorry, Jordan Addison?
Ty Felton.
Oh, from a couple of years ago.
That's right. And Jordan, yeah. So, I mean, they've got some options there. I don't think it's a bad pick to make. And if you get a motivated version of him too, because he felt like he should get paid more,
sure.
that could be a problem.
I don't necessarily know that it's all that hot of a take. They have the best wide receiver room in the division before this.
Well, yeah,
because
Justin
they have the
Jefferson.
best. Because any wide receiver room that headlines with Justin Jefferson is going to be a hard one to beat. And Jordan Addison is the best number 2, right? Like if you look around what he has done already in the league and who he was coming into the league. Now, as long as he's staying awake, he's one of the most dynamic guys that you can have in that spot. So, like, it adds to a strength of their team, albeit maybe one of the most fascinating teams in the league this year, the Vikings, because 2 years ago, they're 4 quarters away from hosting and having home field advantage throughout the playoffs with an eventual Super Bowl winning quarterback. And then miss the playoffs, whole firestorm, blow out the GM, bring in a guy who a former number 1 overall pick at quarterback, and feel like you're resetting. But John Horst said for the Milwaukee Bucks the other day, this is not about rebuilding. This is about building. I don't know where the Vikings would say into this situation.
Yeah.
Because I think that they got so many veterans on that team. And in all reality, as much as I love Kevin O'Connell, he's not won a playoff game.
That's right.
I wonder what the level of pressure and urgency feels like there is for Minnesota to say, hey, this is actually the team that we are.
It's
not
a great
just
question.
Peaking in week 17 a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's a great question because I think we all feel like they're well coached. Kevin O'Connell is very good. We've given him our props. But in terms of actual playoff production, yeah, he hasn't had that yet. And there's going to be a point where it's like, okay, eventually you have to perform for us. But then how much does the situation at quarterback either absolve him, say, look, what's he supposed to do? He's got this situation at quarterback and you can't win without a good quarterback. Or also, and we don't really know this, how much does it fall on him as blame because he's been part of that situation? Now, what we don't know is how much influence he's had over the decision-making there, because that was definitely somebody fumbled that in Minnesota, and some, guys have lost their jobs, obviously.
Yeah.
So somebody messed that thing up. And if Minnesota's going with the coach over the GM here, then he has to start performing as well. But that could be the one thing that always absolves Kevin O'Connell. It's like, you know what? Look what he did without anything good at quarterback. Look, he's got this talented team, and they found a way to win this many games. But you can't really win without a quarterback because you can't really blame him. So that's going to be an interesting thing to follow, Billy, as well, because they are such an enigma. They're a team that's super talented, except at the most important position, which obviously holds them back. So I know ESPN had their list for every team of what their biggest need was. Remaining need, depth need, what position, what hole they have following the draft. And for the Vikings, it was receiver. So in theory, I guess they've sort of figured that out as much as they can, because their biggest hole is the signal caller, but they can't really just fix that here in May. And listen, Taylor Heineke's retired now, so that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I also think the part of the signal caller thing is like it's difficult to think that they haven't at least somewhat. Oh, they definitely changed it. I don't know that they fixed it. I think Kyler's better than the warm cheeks tag that he's kind of been put into.
At least better than
like the guys that have played for the 1 year contract, the skeletal remains of Russell Wilson. I think Kyler Murray's better than. Right, like, you start to kind of just piece it through of the guys that have gotten this moment. I think he's better than.
Is he better than Aaron right now? Because then that's the other one. We'll see him probably in Pittsburgh, which I think he's definitely more athletic, younger, all those things.
He definitely can move more.
He definitely make more plays in that sense.
And while I don't think Aaron's lost much on the throw, Kyler can make every throw. Like this is a dude that's thrown for 20,000 yards in the league and over 100 touchdowns, right? Like
in a dome, if he can find that, then all of a sudden they become a totally dangerous team that you didn't think about.
I think they're going to be an explosive team. I think they're going to be one of the more fun teams to watch, albeit not that fun for Packers fans to watch.
Let's see, that sucks.
Is that fair?
That sucks because I was excited for them to start this like long slide into me.
You picked them to lose the most games in the league a couple of years ago.
2 years ago, I was 1 year off from them being bad. They were really. I didn't expect Darnold to do what he did.
The thing is, they also weren't that bad last year. They were 8-9.
I know they weren't terrible. They got better as the year went on too.
Big time. And they closed out. They closed out as maybe one of the hottest teams in football, albeit with Max Brosmer starting at quarterback because their defense was just that good on the back end.
Right.
Juwan Jennings, 2 passing touchdowns in his playoff career.
Mm-hmm.
One in the Super Bowl. He was about to win Super Bowl MVP a couple of years ago. If the Kansas City Chiefs don't come back and win that one in Las Vegas, you're talking about a guy that had a receiving touchdown and a passing touchdown in the Super Bowl.
That's a good point.
That was going to be a hard one to beat. That was going to be a hard candidacy to top. And ends up that Patrick Mahomes had something to say about it. They lose 25-22 in overtime. He has been to a Super Bowl in his career. Does Juwan Jennings has 1 loss on his ledger. You mentioned the playoff game a couple of years ago in San Francisco after the Packers went in and beat the brakes off of the Dallas Cowboys right in the game. Had every opportunity to win that game in San Francisco. Juwan Jennings, 5 catches, 61 yards.
And it felt like that. Every one of them.
3 of those were first down.
Yeah, they felt like backbreakers. I mean, this might be my memory, but they felt like backbreakers every time. So I'll say this. I mean, it sure looks like once again the North is going to be a juggernaut of a division. Like there's going to
be something to it. Yes.
It's just you talk about with the Vikings, and it's true. Obviously, the Bears, feel poised to take their next step, and the Lions are still very talented. So, and we think that we are too. And I think that remains to be seen. So it's going to be another tough year
in the division. Where scares you the most going into 2026?
Oh, I think the answer to that question actually is us, the Green Bay Packers, in the sense of
a great way of harmonizing the question.
Because I still wonder how talented we are. We lost some players last year. Right now, I still wonder if we're talented enough to make that next step at certain positions. I like even edge rusher. I'm like, do we have enough if Mike is not healthy? So in a lot of ways, I look at us as the team that scares me most. Now it's a cop-out answer, but one
that I like.
Chicago.
Okay.
And even though I picked them, and most of it's personal, it's ego because I picked them.
You're just
to be
more
cheap.
scared that they're good again, and then you have to go through 6 months of
because I've so boldly and loudly predicted that they're gonna take a big slide back as a paper tiger. That I've said they're not gonna go 500, all that. So listen, I'm not going to lie. I want to be right.
So you already think you might be wrong is what it kind of seems like.
That's the one that wants to take it scares me the most because it has the most personal. This is an ego-driven answer. Okay. It is the most personal issue for me. So, because they have a very dynamic player quarterback who can be at times, really, really good. And at times he's inconsistent, but when he's got the top end, right? So, if he has that top end, that means he has potential. And if the potential is fulfilled, then we could be talking about a whole different strategy.
Yeah, and going into year 3 and year two with the play caller is generally the year you see the different level of a leap. That would be a tough leap to have to watch. However, I love your answer of what scares you the most in the NFC North. It's the Green Bay Packers.
It's us.
Is that the same for you at 877-794-1973? We're going to dig into more of that on the other side. I'm going to needle at that a little bit because it also feels like you may have not given me the right answer than yesterday. Feels like you might not have given me your truthful answer on where the roster is yesterday. And we got more of that to dig into at 877-794-1973. He's Armen Sorry, and I'm Billy Schmidt. It's the Huddle. We're huddled up with all of you on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Department of Corrections is 877-794-1973. Sorry, that's the talking text line. This is the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Well, actually, you got it wrong.
Okay.
This is from the 715. Armen and Billy. Thanks. This one was also sent to us yesterday afternoon. So when I say, and we say the talking text line never closes, we will see it. And generally, it has a good chance of leading off the show. So if you send something in during the off hours, make sure you go back to the podcast, listen to the first hour, because you will most likely get an answer within that first hour. 715 said, Armen and Billy, there is an American Legion All-Star game in Wisconsin on Sunday, August 9th at American Family Field.
I've heard of that stadium.
The
Holy cow.
54th annual North All-Stars versus the South All-Stars. Around 60 kids from the whole state of Wisconsin. Our friend here says he's coached in it before, had 3 nephews that played in it, all went on to play Division I baseball. There's a motel check-in at the Renaissance Hotel Saturday, 4:00, and a night banquet at the Revel Hall, semi-formal with a professional speaker. I'm excited to hear who the professional speaker is. I'll tell you.
Semi-formal, so you don't have to wear a tie.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, you can wear the jacket with the
also,
open
that's
shirt.
what the All-Stars want.
That's what they want.
None of the All-Stars want. Don't put them in a clip-on tie.
No, but they're cool wearing a blazer. Like, it'll look cool. I mean, I don't know. With no ties.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
It's a huge honor with awards and a recognition of accomplishments for players, coaches, and cities in their programs. There's then documentation of the annual event for all previous players.
Let's hear it for. Okay, let's hear it.
How about our 715?
Yes.
Going full DX. I got 2 words for you, Armen. Sorry. And suck it right there.
Right
And to
there.
make sure that you knew exactly yeah,
Hey,
there
congrats.
is American Legion baseball. Yeah, they're playing American Legion baseball.
American Family Field.
It's pretty important because it's being played at American Family Field. Yeah, it's still happening.
I'm happy to hear this. I wasn't like disrespecting it. I was just saying, do they still play it? And apparently they do. And now I'm happy to know that they're doing that it's productive, that it's flourishing, that it's thriving. It's an American Family Field. I'm sure it's going to be a great ball game. He's got nephews there. I'm happy he's talking about the check-in at the hotel, the dress code. He got all the info there.
A lot different from the guy that said, no one's Legion ball. What is this? 1994?
I just didn't know. I think I said like 54.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
You said 54. This has been going on for 54 years.
I'm just great. Sounds like a great banquet. Though he didn't send us the menu for the banquet. I mean, we had so much.
He's not going this year. He had 3 nephews that played in it before, not this year.
Well, he had so much detailed information about this event that I figured he'd have the full menu of the night banquet.
Well, like you said, there's documentation of it. Why don't you, big radio guy, big computer guy over there with your Milwaukee PC?
Big computer guy.
I don't know, big computer guy with your Milwaukee PC and your Milwaukee PC mug. Why don't you look it up on that handy dandy laptop?
I just want to know if we're going to have salad, soup, dessert, along with I got the dress code and everything here. No, congratulations to all that are participating, playing. It's going to be a great event, I'm sure. Don't think I'm going to the game, although maybe I can. Sunday,
you know
August
what?
9th.
Actually,
At the Packers playing preseason?
Dave, can I say this and let me know if you think so? I don't think Armen's invited.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know that you're in the way that you talked about American Legion baseball. I don't know they want you there.
They can't keep me out.
So generally, like how they've had it, like the Brewers, like they'll do like a full like lineup announcement like before that game. Like they'll have all the American Legion All-Stars. They'll show them during the innings. They'll all wave on the big screen, and then they play the game afterwards. So maybe if you're at the game that day, you can like try and stick around and hope the ushers don't kick you out, because the All-Star game is right after the Brewer game.
What are you telling me? It's not
Okay.
open to the I'm sure it's open to the public if they want to go watch.
I mean, probably not. Like if
you
that's
could
the
just
case,
tell them that, hey, like I got a
One of my
nephew or a
kids is on the
cousin
team.
that's playing for.
well,
my cousin's on the team.
I'm media. They'll let me cover it. Are you going to cover it, Dave? You don't think
the
Brewers Daily?
the American Legion game, I'll probably head home.
I think Dave will probably be covering the press conferences
the
and the
Brewer game.
conversation in the Brewers.
Well, right, but after that, he could go back up to the press box and catch it. Maybe
Then he's
Brewers
writing.
Daily.
Then he's writing his reports. Then he's doing his stories.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not
he's
saying-
probably working.
I'm not
You're the
saying
one
he
that's
can't
not
work.
working.
I'm
You're
not-
the one that's trying to walk in here, use this media tag, get a free day into the ball game and a free twilight doubleheader.
Free. I mean, if the soda machine's on there too, hopefully, and then I don't know what's going on, but I just figured he could cover it. It's a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean,
I figured
I'd love it. Hey, maybe
Why
I
not?
could.
You could do that, right?
Packers aren't playing preseason that day. We don't know, but they usually play Saturday or Friday.
This right here with the American Legion Wisconsin All-Stars, you look up the American Legion 2026 All-Star game. There's a ticket offer they can get.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Share the excitement of the 54 annual Wisconsin American Legion All-Star game prior to Brewers and Twins. So prior to Brewers and Twins,
okay.
So
not after the game. Prior to the Brewers and Twins game, our 2026 Legion baseball and softball players will be announced on the field. Then stay following. Pardon me, I should probably have read the whole thing and then been going through. Stay then following the game to be able to get this. So $33. You can get a ticket to the game, and then we'll get the super special pass that will keep you there.
Okay, so
I believe you got to buy this one to then be able to stay for the game.
fair. That's a fair price. So there you go. I finally got my doubleheader. There you go.
Just say that's why not doubleheaders here.
There we go.
I finally got my doubleheader again.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair price for 2 games.
Yeah. And for the second game, I mean, you'll probably be on the field level. I mean, that's pretty good view.
I mean, they're good seats is what I'm saying. You're not going to be up in like Bernie's Terrace or something like that.
No, you're not going to be up there.
They still call it that, Bernie's Terrace?
You can be if you want to, I guess.
Well, in all of these are hanging out in section 207. I think that's where they're putting all the American Legion All-Stars in this group as they'll sell it out with this squadron. So I think this is something that you might have to be at. August 9th. We probably shouldn't have
definitely go.
Out of my early Hunter Baumgart-esque producing of the schedule and predicting where the Packers preseason schedule would be.
That's the tough part.
At the time,
yeah,
I'll do it for you right here. They're going to play some kind of game on the 28th or 29th last week of August because that'll be the week before Labor Day. They will not play. So that I believe that August 8th will be family night. For my early prognostications, I would guess August 8th will be family night. The 14th, 15th will be week 1. 22nd, 21st, or 21st, 22nd will be week 2. 28th, 29th would be week 3 of the preseason. So you could easily go to this game. You'll have nothing going on the night before.
Yeah, in my memory, there's not that many Sunday preseason
games. Yeah,
but it's possible. But that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I think it should be.
Billy.
I did listen. I'm agreeing with him. I'm affirming what he's saying. I'm saying yes, it's possible that I can go to that game. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to probably try and make the game so I can see 2 games at once.
All right. So we are going to have to bookmark our text from the 715 and actually call it back and see if Armen goes. Because I'm still rather skeptical that you're actually going to make it to this game.
Well, that's fair. I mean, you should be skeptical because I have to actually do it in 3 months, you know.
But you could buy the ticket off for now.
I was going to say you could buy it right now and then you have the tickets.
I can't do that. What if I can't go? I'm not going to commit the money.
Resell it.
I'm sure the tickets will be available still.
Well, no, this deadline ends July 7th.
That's fine
for the package.
That's fine. I'll be able to make a decision by then.
Also, you asked about the menu here at the celebration full buffet service. We're here on the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. NBA playoffs last night, 2 games in Detroit. The Pistons take a 2-0 series lead over the Cavaliers, 107-97. And in OKC,
Reeves looking for an angle, loses his footing, and it's ripped away by Holmgren. On the outlet for Wallace. Holmgren, extra. Williams. He's got it. And a foul.
the Thunder beat up on the Lakers 125-107. OKC up 2-0 in that series. Coming up tonight, 2 more games. The 76ers entertain the Knicks. New York up 2-0 in that series. And it's the Spurs and the Timberwolves from the Target Center. That series is tied up at a game apiece. The Brewers idle last night. They'll take on the Yankees for the first of 3 tonight. Before the game, the team will honor Hall of Famers Dave Parker and CC Sabathia with plaques on the team's Wall of Honor. Sabathia, of course, will be there. Parker passed away last summer, just weeks before his enshrinement in Cooperstown. Hour number 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Diller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Hour 2 of the Huddle is live with you on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 1070 AM in Madison, 920 AM Milwaukee. Good morning as we roll on with you. Our final day without our fearless leader, our friend Drew Olson, will return rested and rejuvenated, or maybe not all that rested, maybe a little hungover off of a phenomenal vacation coming up on Monday. We'll have a lot to discuss, and we'll have a Brewers and Yankees series to discuss as the Bronx Bombers come to town to take on our beloved Brew Crew. And going to be a fun weekend at the ballpark. It's always fun when you see the New York Yankees in town. And I had a couple of people yesterday when I was talking to some friends, Armen, like, I got to go to the games this week. I got to go to one of the games this week. I'm like, the crazy thing is they do play 81 games throughout the year.
It's true.
But there is something different and a little bit more iconic and a little different juice flows when you see that NY hat come in on the other side.
There just is. And I understand maybe it's different than it used to be because of interleague play, and the Brewers used to be in the American League, so we saw it a lot, but there just is. I mean, there are certain brands in sports, whether or not you like that are more iconic. I think the Packers feel this when they visit places. You know, people are like, okay, the Green Bay Packers are coming in. Okay, the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, the one Laker game we'd get every year, we still do, is a big deal in Milwaukee. For a lot of people, it was when Kobe would come. Now, obviously, LeBron doesn't come all the time and play. But there's always, you know, it's like, hey, the Lakers are going to be here for the one game. It's always a big deal, and especially because you don't always see the Yankees, that when they come in, it's a big deal. For a while, I think it was just like once every 10 years. It was that once
every 8 years.
8 years, yeah. So when the Yankees brand comes in town, it's always a big, you know, a little bit of more excitement, a little bit more juice. And this year is no exception, especially when they have this many stars as they have. I mean, Aaron Judge is a behemoth of baseball right now. They're playing really well. And I think, Billy, I'm going to make this case here. And you're talking to someone who's always looking for a value. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm always talking about price. I looked at tickets this morning. Cheapest ticket to get in is, depending on what site you use, $15 or $13. This is still the greatest value in American entertainment. is tonight going to the Brewers game for that price to see this team, the Yankees, against our team, the Brewers, who are themselves a very good team to obviously a very impressive and compelling team to watch. I mean, the Brewers have been great the last 8 years, and you're talking about it going up against a great Yankees team. Your chance to see a Major League Baseball game in Milwaukee with your team, a very good team, playing the New York Yankees for that price is the greatest entertainment value in America right now. I don't care what anybody says. You can't get a better deal.
A little hyperbolic.
How many better deals are, at least in sports, Billy? There aren't that many better deals in sports right now than that one right there. I'm continuously impressed by what you can do in terms of getting affordable Brewer tickets in town. I know, we like to complain sometimes. Fans like to complain as a market sometimes. This is a good value going to see Brewers games. And tonight, this weekend's no exception.
Yeah, and tonight is also, it's the first Friday of the month. That's the Wisconsin First Friday promotion that they do all year. So 50% off tickets for the first Friday each month for all Wisconsin residents. Now, it used to be the 5-county, 5-fair deal or whatever they used to call it, where it was just like the 5 surrounding counties in Milwaukee. But now it's the Wisconsin First Fridays.
Yeah.
So every first Friday of the month, you get 50% off tickets. So there's still some available on the Brewers site. But, I mean, I'm looking at a pretty sweet pair right here.
Yeah.
Up in 338, row 1 of my super special club level, because you get that little cushion seat.
You get the wide seat. Man,
thank you. I was going to say cushion seat. I wasn't going to say wide, but, you calling me fat. I appreciate you understanding why.
I like the bigger seat, and it is cushion.
Isn't that something else, Dave?
It really is.
Yeah. I'm just making a point that the seat is more comfortable.
It's far more comfortable.
If you're a bigger guy, that the seat's wider.
Yeah, I get it. I'm a big guy.
Well, you called me a small guy yesterday.
I'm fat.
All right, so there you go. All right, but listen, I mean, how much is an NBA playoff game? Granted, it's the playoffs, $200.
I mean, I was going to say, it is second round of the NBA playoffs. Might be a little bit unfair comparison.
All right, fine. It's not a fair comparison, but okay, a regular season NBA, I just think that's a pretty good deal. You're walking in, you talk about club level seats, Billy, that carpeted floor when you walk through. I don't know, that's it to see the New York Yankees come in town.
Cheapest ticket tonight for game 3 in Philadelphia would be $180.
$180. All right. So what's a Packer? I mean, there's less games. None of them are full equivalency in terms of comparison. But I don't know. What would it cost you and your family to go to Red Lobster tonight? Or even
that's a great question. Definitely not going to Red Lobster because that's gross. But Rockies and Phillies. Let's stay in the same spot. Now you're not getting a Jesus Luzardo youth T-shirt here tonight at the Brewers game, but their cheapest ticket would be $33.
You'd have to pay you to take that T-shirt.
Well, frankly, they might have to pay you to go watch the Phillies right now because they just got mollywopped yesterday by the A's at home, and they're in the absolute cellar dweller with the Mets.
And the Rockies are at least not as bad as last year, but they're still pretty bad, 15-23.
So I appreciate what you're doing here. I appreciate that. Let's say you can get on in there one of the cheaper tickets that you're going to find.
These games should all be sold out. There's nothing better to do right now this time of year. You don't have to worry about weather. I want to go. I'm going to try and find a chance to go to one of these games this series. I would like to. We got a lot going on.
I'll be there.
Sunday's tough because
Dave, you're always there. That's unfair.
Yeah, that's true.
Now I don't know.
I want to, trust me. And the thing is, it's just you don't have to worry about weather. You don't have to worry about these things. I don't know. You can bring the water in. I mean, me. I'm always complaining about certain things like that.
Complaining about value.
Not in Milwaukee. I always give I still don't. I'm not people are going to come at me with this because I know how they feel. They get emotional about this. You got to give Mark Ake some credit, man. I mean, this is a great value for the people of Milwaukee and Wisconsin. So I appreciate what he's always able to do.
I hope they're giving you some cash for these.
No, I don't get anything.
These ad reads on how great a value and deal this is.
I'm not even getting the condiments that Hunter Baumgart got for Hot Dog Club Day. They sent him some sweet ketchup and mustard. Condiments.
Oh, sorry. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Huge difference. Ketchup, mustard, relish, and a sweet little thing. I saw.
No stadium sauce?
Yeah, see, you would think they would.
I would have thought for sure stadium sauce.
Is that because that's a sports service thing? Because when you buy the stadium sauce,
you would know more about the sports service Delaware North conversation as a former
employee. I was a proud employee.
Of sports service.
In fact, I got a pin once, I think, for a 5-year. I was like, all right, let's go. That was my first job. That was my first job when I was 16. No, they are sold by sport. They're made and sold by Sports Service. They own that. So maybe they have to make a special deal. I really don't know how that all works. We'll have to get
I do know that the YouTube comments work. You drop a comment, we can answer it. And our friend Mike Witt, which might not understand that it's one of our favorite conversations because Armen's chili is always a conversation.
Here we go.
Mike Witt, interesting conversation at work yesterday. Chili, noodles or no noodles? I'm a noodle guy in chili myself. Lots of people picked on me for that opinion at work yesterday. Mike, they picked on you for no good reason. Chili needs to have noodles. Elbow noodles spice up chili to a totally different level. Now, I would say not the Skyline spaghetti noodles because that's not chili.
That's the problem.
Chili is a soupy food.
Yes.
It is somewhat crossed between a soup and a stew. And you throw that son of a gun with a little bit of elbow noodles and you can actually get all in one spoon-filled bite. Noodles are a necessity in chili, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to agree with you that noodles are cool chili, but I'm not going to say it's a necessity. I can eat it without noodles as long as there's beans.
Oh, I can eat it. It's not going to be good. Not going to be as good.
This is how Armen loses his chili cook-offs.
You think I lose because I don't put noodles in it?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
100%.
I don't think people are giving championships for noodles. They're talking about the chili.
Well, it's a part of it. The noodles are a part of the chili.
Okay, well, maybe I should throw that in there and consider that an option. I just don't think I never thought of that being like the reason for why I'm losing.
So you put in Dr. Pepper before you put in noodles?
Oh, I put in Dr. Pepper. I tried coffee before, like coffee grounds and stuff, man. Because the internet says that
gave people
before elbow noodles.
Cinnamon, I tried. The internet said all these things would work, guys. Then I got Pipe Bomb's chili recipe. Pipe Bomb, I still speak your name. I mean, he's fine. I mean,
it's not that.
It's
very much alive.
But I Pipe Bomb gave me a whole recipe, right? So it was nice of him. I haven't tried to cook that one yet, though. Too much stuff going on in that one.
It's probably too good. Yeah, probably too good because it actually tastes good.
So much stuff going on.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
I never agreed with my friend
Ted. This great recipe. I haven't tried it yet. But I mean, why would I?
I never agreed with the great Ted Davis, our friend Ted Davis, who said in Texas they don't put any beans in chili. That's just silly. I mean, you got to put beans in there. You got to have something in the chili to eat. You need protein besides the meat. So I would have beans in there. So I'm fine. I'm fine with noodles. But can I say one thing? I think this is the last time we should do this. The noodles and chili conversation. I mean, this is how many times have we done this on radio and any format? Everyone talks. I think we should once and for all say no more noodles and chili talk on the radio. I mean, is that enough? Is that bad to say? I mean, we've done this how many times?
Shutting down conversation.
Not that we can't have fun conversations about food, which we always do. We're not, we expand our horizons. But I feel like this one, Mike Witt just won. I mean, Mike, I love you, but I mean, I think this is the last one we're having about noodles and chili. Is that too much? Was that hard? Was that hard to take on a Friday? I didn't mean to go hard on it, but I just
no, it's fine. So what can we talk about?
We can talk about anything you want, and I'm not gonna shut your mic off, but I feel like we've done the chili and noodles thing.
Okay. He's just tired of getting clowned on for his chili.
He's tired of being wrong. Okay, I got you.
Unless you guys are coming at me with actual tips for me to hoist trophies.
Well, people have it. You just didn't use
in
it.
there.
Somebody gave you a full-on recipe, and you said, "Nah."
Well,
that's too much work.
That's way too much work. There's too much stuff in this.
I'll admit that. That's my problem. That one was my fault. But other than that,
we don't want to. Sorry, we're not talking about it anymore. No, hold on. We've already talked about it. All right, we've talked about it too much.
Fine, we can talk about it.
No. I think we've talked about it too much.
I mean, the noodles.
I think we've already talked about it.
Do we have to? I mean, there's no end to this noodles and chili debate. There's no end to it.
How many times have you talked about the bleeping 93 finals?
I mean, at least there's angles to that.
So somebody gives a.
There's angles to that.
About a series that happened over 30 years ago?
But we still talk about Charles and we still talk about Jordan and these things. There's angles. There's no angles to the noodles and chili discussion anymore. There's nothing left.
There is.
Okay, what's the other angle besides you either like it or you don't?
877-794-1973. Last night, the Thunder beat the Los Angeles Lakers 125-107. Detroit 107-97 over the Cavs in Game 2. Round number 2. Is that better for us to talk about?
Everyone's mad at me first. I'm sorry, Mike.
I just want to make sure. Is that okay? Do you want to talk about JJ Redick ripping the refs, or do you want to talk about the Flyers being on the brink of elimination after their Game 3 loss?
The Flyers discussion sucks. There's no discussion in the Hurricane Flyers series, except for the beer skates. If they bring those back, they should bring those back, but they have to probably manufacture more the Hurricanes fans are loving.
You want to talk about Taylor Heineke retiring after his improbable NFL career? Fan of Brett Favre wearing the number 4 for so long and it's loving it up.
I mean, at least people haven't exhausted that.
I'm glad there's more angles to talk about Taylor Heineke's NFL career.
Fine.
I'm very, very happy about how we're rolling with that one.
Right, what are the top 3 shaped noodles that go in chili then?
No, we're not talking about that. We've already talked about it. Do you have any picks for the players or for the PGA Championship coming up next week?
No, I'm not doing golf.
Sorry, we don't want to talk about that one too.
Golf stuff. No, we can talk. I'm not doing golf stuff.
Thank you, John. Hey, Armen, go get some ho-hos then. How many times have we heard about the bleeping ho-hos and where we haven't seen those anymore?
Because the ho-hos.
How about you get a new angle, guy?
The ho-hos are an under talked about situation that
no one cares.
That's a story no one's talking about. There's no ho-hos in the stores.
Right. No one's talking about them because no one's missing it. We have a nice question from one of our loyal listeners.
All right, Mike,
and instead,
I'm sorry.
No, we talked about it.
Yeah.
We've talked about it already.
All right, I'm sorry, Mike.
We don't repeat anything in the business where we do 15 hours of live content a week. No, we don't talk about the same things anymore.
We do that. We do.
I'm excited that we can't talk about the loss in the wild card round anymore. We talked about it. Sweet. All right. Good.
I just think that
dead and buried. We've talked about it. All right. That's awesome. Let's go.
All right, fine. Noodles and chili once a quarter. Is that okay? Well, 4 times a year we can do it then.
Okay. Wow. I appreciate that we have now the guidelines as to how we can do the show.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
I appreciate now knowing what we can and cannot talk about because of what's interesting.
I don't mean to totally gatekeep show programming. I'm just saying, all right, Eddie and Styles, go to Brady Street. Oh, I'm not going to read that one. I almost did.
Yeah, I would probably hold on 877.
I don't know, Eddie, are they really on Brady anymore? Is that where it's at? Like, is that what still happens? I know people party on Brady.
Yeah, people still go to the bars.
Right, but I don't know if that type of stuff's happening. Like what he's trying to talk about. I'm not really sure. All right, the people are speaking that I'm taking the big L on trying to kibosh the noodles and chili discussion. Apparently they want it.
Tim, now show me on this doll where the penne noodles hurt you, Armen.
Penne belongs in like minestrone soup. Yeah. Right, they don't belong in chili though. Penne.
I was thinking masticholi, but
masticholi, yeah. That's a different type of pasta. It's a longer penne. Masticholi, right? Isn't it?
Penne pasta.
It's the same thing, right? It's a similar thing. The tubes. All right, Ellen and Footville, noodles do not belong in chili. I've won chili contest without noodles. Well, Ellen, can I get your recipe? Because I haven't won any.
Yeah, send him your recipe so he doesn't use it and it sits and collects dust on his table. All right, we've talked too much about elbow noodles and noodles and chili at 877-794-1973.
Our text line's full.
No one wants to talk about it. We already talked about it.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. All right.
Nope. Yeah. We will have our conversation coming up with our friend Scott Dolphin of FM 1061 in a matter of moments. But before that, we have to give away a Hero of the Day award. And our Hero of the Day, brought to you by Current Electric, the superheroes at Current Electric. CallCurrent.com is the place to go for all your electrical needs. Make sure that if you are sitting out on the patio this week, it's going to be decent. Tomorrow's going to be awesome.
Yeah, tomorrow will be nice.
Tomorrow's going to be
gorgeous. We're going to get some good weather.
Hanging out, enjoying some sun, maybe a cold beverage, maybe taking in a ball game out on the patio. And then you're looking around saying, well, this blows. There's no lights. There's patio, just me sitting out here by myself. I want friends over.
But when the sun sets.
That's when the night would be. I want to know that I...
That's when you need lights.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me just do it. Warm weather is here. That means we can start spending more time outside. Our backyards and patios become a big part of our daily lives. So it's time to call my friends at Current Electric, the outdoor lighting specialists in our area, the superheroes of a special for the month of May, $150 off any outdoor lighting package. You heard me right. $150 off any outdoor lighting package. So if you're sitting there when the sun goes down and it's night,
trying to walk you into it,
and you need some. You did a great job of that. Right into the lava pit of noodles. So if you're looking off at your great landscape and you want to show it off, or you want to keep your family safe this year, Current Electric can help slide an extra $150 into your pocket at callcurrent.com, because $150 off any outdoor lighting package now. Go to callcurrent.com for more information, or go online and then have them come on out and let them give you some ideas, because they're the superheroes. They're the smart ones. They're going to help you out. They're going to tell you what you actually want. Just like we tell you what we can and cannot talk about, what we actually want. We tell you what you want to hear. on the radio. It's Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, and we get a little throwback Cat and I Joe in here because my man Armen Sarian saw a video of Pete Crow Armstrong dancing in the Cubs clubhouse to the song "Swag Surfing."
So yeah, I did.
And said, "Is he doing the Cat and I Joe?"
Because I saw it first.
A different song, if I'm not mistaken.
A little bit.
I first saw it with the sound off, and he's doing this. He's doing this.
Oh yeah.
And that's the old Cotton Eye Joe that I did in my high school dances.
We're gonna have to clip that.
Yeah.
That was a big song in the 90s and early 2000s. Well, we used to have good, clean fun. All right, at the school dances. Now kids aren't even going to school dances, right, guys?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, people are having more fun. Scott Dolphin joins us from FM 106.1. They might be going. I did have Dolph, one of my players, say a couple of years ago when I was coaching high school ball. He looked at me and I was like, "So, you guys going to homecoming with some girls, or we got some dates, or you guys going as a group?" And like, Coach, no one goes to the dance anymore.
Oh, that's sad. That makes me sad.
Thank you, Dolph.
I look forward to going to homecoming and prom and stuff.
Those were
very formative nights.
Very.
You learn a lot of things when you were a younger soul in those nights.
Did you guys have Sadie Hawkins?
We did.
I don't think
we wouldn't.
we did.
For the winter dance would generally be the girls ask the guys.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I don't think we did the turnabout thing, but maybe once.
Maybe
last
some people
year.
did.
Well, you saying I didn't get asked? Is that what
could be the case?
Oh, okay. I was the prom king, brother.
Yeah.
All right, so just watch out. All right.
How did that work out when you tried to parlay that into the next year?
Well, I tried to level up, and that's I outshot my coverage. But other than that, I did have interest at my level. All right.
I was on the court, but I did not win, and I was a little upset by that. But so as prom king, is it kind of like the Masters? Do you come back the next year to put the green jacket on the next?
Yes, this is junior prom, so I crowned the next prom king as a senior. So that was kind of nice because even though your reign is king, your kingdom ended, your reign. Yeah, I felt important one more time. And it was my good buddy Tommy Adams. I remember when Tommy got the crown. And I also crowned the prince, who takes second. It was my really good buddy, Andy Butts.
Wow,
which was really special because I grew up in the same block as Andy Butts.
Wow.
So
I love the fact they had a prince.
Yeah, no kidding. I did
King,
not know that
prince,
was a thing.
and the court. Yeah, second place.
Dude, were you
Oh,
prom
sweet.
king?
There we
No,
go.
but I was prom prince.
Yeah, you take it.
I've never heard this before.
Dolph, I've never heard this either. Would you put that in your Twitter bio too if you were prom prince, or would that one be like we're just gonna let that one live in infamy?
Like runner up? I don't know. That's a good question. It's like a Final Four banner.
Because I feel like the bio is now a thing where you have to try to take the subtle dig at yourself, right? Like one of my favorites is my man Marcus, who does this in Green Bay. His is lunch pail guy, gritty lunch pail guy that does all the little things, right? That means small, not athletic, right? But what you are going to do, I'm going to do everything necessary to be able to be an additive. So I like adding a little bit of humor to it. But Dolph, I went to look for your Facebook page yesterday and realized Scott Dolphin's still not on the Book of Face.
No, I'm not. I'm on very little. I have a Twitter account on social media. Other than that, and then my partner, against my wishes, started an Instagram page in my name. Which
because I was going to say I followed the Instagram page.
I don't have a password to it. I have no idea what goes on.
She's just trying to help you.
And Shannon is just doing
everything,
going the extra mile.
Yeah, doing everything she can.
Yeah, she's the best.
But you know what? You're probably better for not having social media because you know what it does to people. But the thing is, in our job, it's hard not.
I'm on Twitter. I see you. I like some of your comments.
I was going to say because I've seen Dolph on Twitter, so that's why when I looked it up yesterday, I was a little bit surprised because I saw a video that Shannon must have posted on the FM 106.1 Facebook page of one of the TikToks.
Oh, yeah, we're all over TikTok.
I was going to say, because they're massive on TikTok. Way bigger in the building than anybody else is on TikTok.
Really? Is that right?
By far.
So.
Yeah,
100%.
So.
Okay. Like, and TikTok is where it's at these
levels
days.
up of everybody else on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok requires some work. You know, you gotta act a little bit. You gotta dance sometimes.
Well, you do a good job of it because the kids in high schools actually know you guys from TikTok. I spoke at Brookfield Central High School. That's a sweet pen.
See, there you go.
Nice. And some girl asked me, she goes, "I listen to the radio to iHeartRadio every morning. FM 106." I'm like, "Wow,
there you go.
All right,
I got something for you." She goes, "I found him on TikTok."
Shout out Brook Central.
See, so that just shows that it is always growing. The audience is always evolving. So maybe you've talked about something before. Maybe you've done something before. Maybe you've gotten into something before.
I know where you're going with this.
Dolph, sorry, we had one of our listeners ask, do you put noodles in chili, Dolph? Or is that something that you do not do? Okay.
We do. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead,
We do a small. They have to be the tiny little elbow macaronis, the miniature ones.
Smart man.
And you just do a small layer on the bottom.
Yep.
And then you heap your
scoop
chili
it on there,
top of it.
mix it up.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
And how many times on the radio have you had this discussion?
I don't know if I ever have. I did I?
Wow.
Emotional.
Wow.
Damn
That's
it.
crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Dolph, how long have you been in radio?
Oh,
Long time.
Damn. Do you really want me to say?
This man has been in radio
for a long time.
40 years, boys.
Let's hear it for
Wow,
Scott
there we
Dolphin.
go.
Let's hear it for Scott
Yeah.
Dolphin.
40 years.
Surviving this business
And
for that long.
multiple,
championships.
I was going to say
awards.
multiple time award winner probably
Yeah.
doesn't do it justice. How many? Countless awards. I'm not trying to have you toot your own horn here, Dolph. I
you can
apologize.
count. You can count them. Are you talking about CMA Awards 3?
You can
Three
count
of
them.
those.
You
I
can
mean,
count
come
them.
on, but WBA
You can count these
awards,
banners.
you can. Those are hung up.
They should be studio banners, by the way.
That's pretty interesting. You've been in radio for 40 years on award-winning radios. Now, maybe that's why it's award-winning radio shows, because they're not talking about nonsense like noodles and chili. We just had a fun conversation.
Sorry, even.
It was brought up.
Here's the reference. Go ahead, Billy. Just explain.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. No.
Can I talk about it still?
You can do it. I'm reconsidering the decision now, okay? I'm reconsidering.
Armen just told us last break during the segment that I think we've had the noodles and chili conversation.
I think we did too. Now that you bring it up, was I part of that conversation?
Everybody's been part of it. It's
Okay.
a radio. We've had this discussion. Now, granted, we had to go through the pandemic in sports radio, so that was understandable.
Sure.
There were a lot of things that we talked about that.
I feel and this is no disrespect to Mike Witt, who we love, one of our loyal listeners on the YouTube. He's always chiming
every
in.
day.
But we've had this discussion
Conversation every day.
I think enough times now on the radio to be like, we can evolve a little bit from that. Now, maybe it's not about evolving from that. Maybe it's understanding what our roots are, and that's part of it. I don't know, but don't you think we've had this discussion enough? I mean, and your perspective is important because maybe we haven't had it enough, And you're right. There's always new listeners, But if I hear a promo that says, "Hey, a hot dog is a sandwich, yes or no?" We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Obviously not. It's a hoagie.
That's what? That's awesome, man.
It's obviously
But
what
you
it's
know
a
what?
hoagie.
You've started to make me think in a different way and make me reconsider.
Oh, so you're not a noodle in the chili guy.
Well, Armen's an awful chili guy.
Yeah.
Armen actually has lost and come in last place in every chili cook-off he ever is.
I'm bad at chili cook-offs.
Is this Armenian chili? What are you making?
It's regular chili. It's regular chili. It's not Armenian chili. Actually, I don't know what that would be. I'm trying to think. Maybe my dad can chime in.
There's going to be something for it.
The chili itself, I think, is just fine. I don't think it's a chili that's going to be crazy enough to win any titles. And it hasn't. But that's not the point, really, of what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying the discussion of the noodles and chili thing, yes or no, and then you move on, right? I don't know what angles there are. Now we've talked about the type of noodles. We've talked about
funny.
Talk about the type of meat.
Yeah, definitely meat. Yeah,
because Armen's worried about elk meat always being
Armen's
put into chili.
Yes, he's put in different meats,
It's
put in
why I
different
lose.
sodas, has put in coffee into it. Let's not put noodles into it.
When I was out west, the chili cook-offs were big, and there was a lot of Texas-themed restaurants out in the West Coast. And I remember they were insulted when I said I had beans in my chili.
No beans in Texas.
Oh my God.
Ted Davis used to always talk about that. Yeah. No beans in Texas. My thing is you got to put beans in.
Same. That's what I grew up with.
Right.
No, so that's we had a fun, robust conversation into that. But like our friend Austin Spring Grove said, hey, you guys do the chili conversation a lot, but the noodles is a new topic.
Okay, you know what, Austin?
Adding a new wrinkle.
Dang,
and Austin listens to us every day.
You know what he does? And you know what? Maybe you're right about that.
I know we've talked about Skyline Chili on the show before, which is, a chain, and now you can buy it in cans. And if you go to Cincinnati, I believe they eat it on a bed of spaghetti noodles, right?
Right. That's their noodles. And then that was Billy's point, was that it's the type of noodles that's the problem. That you can't have those long spaghetti noodles in Skyline. Well, real chili.
It's got to be scoopable. It's got to be in a spoon.
Real chili in Milwaukee is the same deal. But I think your point to the elbow noodles, I'm actually with you on that.
Miniature elbow noodles.
There you go. I'm giving you a take.
Even better.
That's what we do.
That might be a good thing to have on the docket because you're going to the game tonight. Chili is an actually underrated tailgate food. Definitely for Packers games.
Without question.
Football, huge tailgate food. Probably not on the spread on a May 8th, but an exciting night tonight.
I can eat chili on the 4th of July. I don't care if it's 90 degrees.
Let's
I'm a
go.
big chili fan.
Let's go.
Yeah, chili fan. Yeah, my big dilemma tonight is should I wear Yankee gear or Brewers gear? I'm really torn on this one.
Do you have a lean? We talked on Monday, and it felt like you were kind of leaning towards Brewers, but I don't want to put that.
I think I'm going Brewers. I put the Yankee stuff on in front of the mirror yesterday, and then the Brewer stuff, and just trying to convince my brain. Now, normally I go to all three of these games for the last several visits in.
Sure.
Ever since interleague play began and the Brewers bolted to the National League.
That was 98. Yeah.
The Yankees are coming in, several times a year, so it was not that special. Now I usually I'll rotate. I'll go Yankee, Brewer, Yankee in my gear, but I think I'm just going to go Brewers tonight.
I appreciate that, considering I know you have a love for the Yankees ever since you were a young boy. Now, that's a big thing. I mean, it makes me think you're becoming that the Brewers have captured your heart more.
Without a doubt, Armen. Without a doubt. I mean, you can't be anywhere 30 years and not like a team, especially when they, for years and years, were, playing mostly National League teams.
But
now
there's a good separation there, an easy separation of it.
But you're not a jersey guy, I feel like, as much. Or I haven't seen you in as many jerseys. Would you be a Yankee jersey guy?
I've got Yankee. I've got home, away, and the navy blue practice.
The
navy
cool.
blue practice one is always
with the white NY.
And I don't like that they took away the white bordering on the New York.
I still have my away jersey still has the white border.
I think that looks better. I'm surprised they did that.
They're like everybody. They're trying to recapture nostalgia. Red Sox did that too. Remember when they used to have the highlighting of like a red, and now they've just got gray with boring blue Boston. Boring.
So I'm trying to think like your age and what your stars. So you would have been like Thurman Munson, like those are your guys, right?
When in my
late 70s teams.
When I was growing up, those teams were god awful. I mean, in the 70s until
those 77, 78.
They got swept by the Big Red Machine, and then they won the World Series in 77 and 78.
Yes.
Chris Chambliss was my favorite player.
That was baseman. That was the Reggie Jackson 3 home run type deal.
Those two. Willie Randolph, who spent some time in Milwaukee.
91, yeah.
So nice. I mean, those were my teams.
But I like that you're wearing Brewer stuff. All right, makes me feel like we got a little extra juice for the Brewers.
Well, he is our adopted son, right? Like at some point, you into the family, and like I had a girlfriend in college who was from Chicago, and her dad was a Blackhawks season ticket holder, right? So like, if you're going to go with the family, at some point, you have to be like,
you did the smart thing, yeah. You got to be.
I walked in with a Packers hat on. There was a calm conversation, just to say, hey, just so you know.
Well, my nickname's been Green Bay for my father-in-law for a long time.
You can't sit in the seats with that hat on.
That's hilarious.
I got 5 hats for you. You can wear one of those. You're not wearing that thing.
I do find that conversation interesting, though, where people from Wisconsin are always quick to throw out fib, and make fun of Illinois people. But then they'll throw the Blackhawks sweater on because we don't have an NHL team.
Yeah, we don't have one.
There's
throw
people
it on
in
there,
the building that do that. I'm like, I've always thought you could talk trash and then you throw on the Go Chicago Blackhawks.
Right, I agree with you. I think that's weird.
Already, Doug Russell is loud about, loves the Blackhawks, loves it, but loves everything Wisconsin sports, and then USC Blackhawks. It's like, oh, okay, that's
I do think that's odd energy. Although I don't want to tell people how to fan anymore. I've done enough of that, but I do think
you've never done that before.
I've never done that, but I do think it's a little odd energy.
Yeah.
Now I understand it being like, well, I want an NHL team, and our team has the Predators affiliation, obviously, but they're not. Maybe it's not. Even though it's probably long-standing, is it permanent? I mean, when I look to teams in NHL, I usually look to the Predators first to see what they're doing.
Yeah, you want to see what your guys from the Admirals are doing if they're up there.
But the passion, I know, and Billy likes the Golden Knights, but the passion's not the same as if it would be if it was Milwaukee. Like, it's just never going to be the same.
Now, how did the Golden Knights come about?
Second favorite city in the world. And it also was the best start because they were just a brand new team, right away. So just dropped into Vegas. First one, easy favorite team.
And good
also
team.
Into when I started watching hockey. Like I had a couple of friends in high school that, like, one of my big friends, Trenton, was a big Capitals fan when we were growing up.
Okay.
Nobody else was watching the NHL playoffs, right? Like, it would be right off of bracket time in the NCAA tournament. My man would be printing out NHL playoff brackets. And
really?
Like, no one's doing this. Sorry. I will fill it out. I'll give you the $10 because I want to try to win something when I'm 14 years old.
I've never had a team in the NHL.
Yeah. So then once the Knights came in, I was like, sweet, that can be it. And they're good. And so, like, it's a lot easier to bandwagon jump when the team's winning.
Yeah, it was crazy to see what, they were competitive and going after championships like almost right away. And I was trying to think, is there a comparison in baseball or football? I mean, if in the NFL in the days, if you were expansion, you were horrible.
Well, except for that.
I was going to say the Jags and Panthers.
You're in 96.
So the Jags, especially was it 95 or 96 when they upset Denver?
Yeah, that was the same year, 96.
Yep, 96.
And they came for the Panthers. Yeah.
When were they? When did they come in? 94?
I think 95 was the first year.
I think because both of them second year and both into the conference title game in 96, right?
Because they had unique rules back then where you got a top pick if you were an expansion team. So they both got I think one got.
You got a top pick, and obviously you were the top pick in each round.
Yeah.
And then also
you could get good quick.
If I remember correctly, they tweaked the expansion rule when the Texans came in, and it was how many players you could protect. Because they were swiping good players from different teams.
Sure.
And I mean, when you're bringing in two different teams, it's a little bit tougher. I don't know that they'd ever expand in the NFL again. I think they're pretty set at 32. They're definitely expanding in the NBA and definitely expanding in the MLB. Not positive about the NHL, but there's definitely going to be some more expansion.
There's 30 in baseball. Is there 30 in basketball?
30 in basketball, 30 in baseball. Both will get to 32. I would speculate by 2035.
I think if they expand, it's overseas. Don't you think, NFL?
Like, I don't know, Armen.
They want to go international. It just seems hard, but they want to do it.
Those teams, would you want to play for those teams when your schedule would just be
Well, no, I think it's the same as like, I think a lot of American college players didn't want to play for the Vancouver Grizzlies, but they did it because it's an NBA team and the money's right and all that stuff.
Yeah, but at least that's West Coast time.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, the timing is not
and
as
I
bad.
also would wonder, and this is super, way above my board, and I'm not going to study enough to, I probably should, but I don't know what like the tax legalities and different things like internet, like the pay scales would potentially be different. Like
we always hear about Toronto.
Right. Like I wonder if that would be a problem. And I think that would be more of a logistical problem than even the travel as to how far it would end.
But I thought they got paid in American dollars, even though they played.
For sure. But I mean,
I just think every road trip just think if you're the London Monarchs and you're going to play the Seahawks and oh my God.
Yeah. Instead, now you have to be the 49ers and Rams. You have to go a longer trip to play a division game in the first week of the year.
Yeah. Is it the Niners that have two international games?
Niners have two international games. Kyle Shanahan talked about it at the owners meeting. Knows for a fact they requested us. So I'm putting in the request to make sure that we have them. Not because of any competitive advantage. He knows the Rams suggested that the 49ers should be the team. And he goes, well, sweet. Then I'm suggesting them, and I'm requesting them because we need to have some gamesmanship. We got to go out of the country twice. They got to go out of the country.
And we know
twice.
the Jags will probably play a couple games, right?
They get a pair. Vikings might get two more this year. Dolph, this would all be great things to know. Wouldn't it be awesome to know who the Bears play week 1?
It sure would.
It sure would be nice.
I found it funny this morning. I said, NBC or somebody said the NFL schedule will come out next week. Either Wednesday or Thursday. They didn't say exactly when it is.
They don't give it any time. It's still crazy.
They sent out an email yesterday with the big schedule release. Super awesome graphic. One part of the graphic missing. Day of the schedule release. I don't understand how it takes this long to not only come up with the schedule, then to also let you know when it is coming out, because it might come out next week. They're also putting in a little cushion like, yeah, we might have to push it to the 19th or 20th. For what?
For what? But I almost think at this point, it seems like the NFL enjoys being able to manipulate our lives.
Sure.
Like, say, hey,
taking a little bit of college football.
Yeah,
they're like, you know what?
Funny.
These guys are in college football. They don't have to tell them when the game is for 6 days.
For 6 days. I mean, you get 1 week to know when the time of the game is.
Yeah,
it's bizarre stuff. Man.
Remember, it used to be the Monday the week before for college. You could make your plans, and now the last couple of years, it's been 6 days out.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a wild one.
We did find out the Badgers are playing Notre Dame at night.
I was just going to say, in that maybe the biggest upset in week 1 of college football will happen on Sunday night at 6:30 at Lambeau Field.
Calling it right now.
That game's going to be much more competitive than people think it's going to be.
I haven't seen what the Flying Irish have this year. Are they expected to be a playoff team again?
They got a wagon. They have a wagon. They also have CJ Carr coming back for his second year, and
that's important.
He's potentially going to be a first round pick for sure.
Before you leave, Eddie in Dallas wants to know if you're growing your lettuce out. Your hair, you do have some good flow.
Yeah, thanks for noticing, man. In fact, I got to get it shaped. I got to get some layering done here.
Yes.
It's kind of ridiculous now. A lot of product. I've never used mousse in my life, and now I'm using mousse and hairspray just to keep it out of my eyes. Yeah, I need to see my guy. My guy is retired. My barber.
Oh, that's tough because the relationship lasts with a barber.
He had a walk-in. My first year here, 30 years ago, he had a walk-ins welcome sign when he was in Greenfield, and now he's in West Dallas, and he's semi-retired. So I have to find him when he's working.
Okay.
I need to see him soon.
I don't know. I would keep that thing going. It looks way.
It looks good.
You shape that son of a gun up, but do not cut it. Do not just trim it up a little bit.
All right. You know what's funny?
It's looking way too good.
Is the older generation, ladies especially on our social media, they hate it. They hate it. Scott, what are you doing? Cut your hair.
Really? Why? Because they want it to be more clean cut.
Sorry,
like it was.
the kids on TikTok are liking it.
The all-American kid, I guess. I don't know.
That's
fair.
interesting.
That's fair. Heartbreak Kid, Scott Dolphin, FM 106.1. Award-winning morning show. Appreciate it, brother.
Enjoy
the
great
game.
weekend, fellas.
Thanks, Dolph.
Enjoy the game. Scott will be at the Brewers game tonight. Our friend Dave Gasper will be at all 3 games coming up this weekend. We'll tell you about something going on at the game this weekend. Coming up next, it's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Billy Schmidt, Armen Sarian, Dave Gasper with you for a little hour plus left as we roll through on this beautiful Friday edition of the Huddle. Now, it is let's be honest, it's an evergreen Friday because the conversations, the sports radio conversations that you've always heard that have landlocked time in sports radio are all coming back today. Again, it is the return of the debate show. The guys that were the debate show. Mike and the Mad Dog are the first sports radio show, but the true first real hardcore top flight debate show, the one that took it to a different level. First Take. Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith go to war one more time here today.
They made it like a brand, and it's going to be interesting to see how this thing turns out. Like, are they going to go right into
Michael LeBron? I mean, are you kidding me? Like, they cannot start anywhere other than LeBron Jordan.
It's like we might as well come at it with our best hits, right? Like,
and then right to Dak Prescott's legacy.
Something about the
got to go to Cowboys. Yeah, because LeBron's an easy one. Lakers played last night. Got dog walked. LeBron's legacy is completely cooked if they lose to the Thunder, right? I mean, like, we're going to go into some of the best cliche, always evergreen ones. And like our friend Nick and Slinger did, because Armen Sarian finally put the kibosh or the goulash, which I'm finding out is what a lot of people are thinking chili with noodles is.
Could be goulash.
That we need to put the kibosh on the noodles and chili conversation. That's one of the great evergreen conversations that you spark up all the time. And like our friend Derek in Whitewater said, I think about 3 noodle and chili conversations ago, I offered some bear meat, and I'll like 4 years ago from now. So we'll continue to roll it. And Nick and Slinger said after the break, we can discuss whether or not Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame. Now, sadly, the Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame one, I think, is kind of gone.
That's kind of over.
They're going to allow him to be voted upon into the Hall of Fame. So that one's kind of dead.
The DH was the other one.
The DH one was always great.
It's always, now it's dead.
Do you want 18 games? I guess is one, but we're in a tough spot, Armen, where we don't know what the cliche conversations now are.
No, and maybe that's the next step, Billy, is for us to find those new ways, to find the new standards for our industry. And I think we're going to be able to do that.
We're going to try to do it coming up in the next hour. We're also going to give you who's hot, who's not, and talk to Paul Wagner. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. NBA playoffs last night, 2 games in Detroit. The Pistons take a 2-0 series lead over the Cavaliers, 107-97. And in OKC,
Reeves looking for an angle, loses his footing, and it's ripped away by Holmgren. On the outlet for Wallace. Holmgren, extra. Williams. He's got it. And a foul.
the Thunder beat up on the Lakers 125-107. OKC up 2-0 in that series. Coming up tonight, 2 more games. The 76ers entertain the Knicks. New York up 2-0 in that series. And it's the Spurs and the Timberwolves from the Target Center. That series is tied up at a game apiece. The Brewers idle last night. They'll take on the Yankees for the first of 3 tonight. Before the game, the team will honor Hall of Famers Dave Parker and CeCe Sabathia with plaques on the team's Wall of Honor. Sabathia, of course, will be there. Parker passed away last summer, just weeks before his enshrinement in Cooperstown. Hour number 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 get. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to y'all do. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide left. Fake 396 bag. D hand. C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded, final hour of the Huddle here on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin of the day, of the week, and it's time to roll forward with you on the NickLayLaw.com talk and text line 877-794-1973. Hot stuff on here, and a lot of folks weighing in on our conversation that we enjoyed having during the 6 o'clock hour. Some of us enjoyed, some of us didn't like having, of the noodles and chili. Some people loving the fact of weighing in. More importantly, I like that we are able to get so many people fired up and enjoying themselves on a Friday. And shout out to our friend Dave Gasper firing in the Cat and I Joe, Marcus in Iowa. Cat and I Joe on a Friday? You madman. That earworm's going to be in stuck all weekend long.
Yeah,
and
one
that is one of those. That will sit in your mind much like a Miss Rachel song for about a week and a half.
Yeah, you're right on both counts there. Yeah, both earworms. And that was a banger, man. That song was a banger, and we appreciated that. So good. There it is.
Yeah,
there
it's an absolute hitter. That'll fire you up and enjoy a Friday night.
Now, this is by the musical group called Rednecks with an X. Now, I don't know what happened to these guys. I don't know if they had any other hits, but I hope they're still getting money off this because I would not imagine that they had any other big albums.
Yeah, I think some royalties are still probably getting pumped out. Now, granted, I don't necessarily know how much it gets played at
school dances,
Red, White, and Blue. Well,
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
like
definitely
clubs.
don't think it's getting played in many school dances. Maybe like the middle school dance when people are actually actively doing like the PCA Fortnite dance that you then thought was the Cotton Eye Joe
That's the
dance.
thing. Yeah. If it gets big again on TikTok, that's the answer. I mean, that's the answer to anything these days. If you can get your song big again on there, you get a second life for it. Yeah. So, hey, it was a Swedish Euro dance group, Rednecks. Didn't even know that.
I didn't realize they were Swedish either. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You saw the same thing I did. I appreciate that. And the album,
Wikipedia.
And the album was called, anybody want to guess? If your guess was Sex and Violins, you were correct. That was the name. No.
That was right at the tip of my,
You
that
just
was right
don't know.
at the tip of my tongue on guesses.
You just don't know sometimes how people get down. Like, for instance, and I was going to save this for who's hot and who's not, but I'll do it now. Derek in Whitewater on the text line here, talking text line, said that he went to prom once, and all he remembers was being in the back seat of my mom's 92 Cadillac Seville. It was a good time. hopefully she does too. Wow, I didn't know you got down like that, Derek. So there you go. It's just certain things you don't expect, and that's how Derek got down.
That's it. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
877-794-1973. Jargon on the on the YouTube comments, right? How is PTI not considered the first sports debate show? Fair point.
Yeah,
fair question.
That's in the mix.
In the mix, a little bit different style than what Skip and Shannon Skip and Stephen A are about to fire back up here today for the first time and only time in a long time, right? Where you have the moderator, Shea Cornette has to sit in the middle and actually throw it back and forth. Skip and Shannon then took it to a different level as well. Like, I mean, PTI has had phenomenal ratings, been on the air for over 25 years.
Yeah, great run.
Right?
I love the show.
It's absolutely one of the pillars and the ones that you discuss. Those guys in the morning, though, took the ratings levels to kind of different heights that it had not seen before.
It was a more open forum, too. I mean, PTI was great because they had the rundown on the side, which was
30 minutes, right?
Which was 30 minutes. So it was all micro debates. It really wasn't. They actually would both give a take and then sometimes get in a debate, but it was pretty rare because it was only like 3 minutes at a time. But that show was revolutionary for a lot of ways, not just because of the style, but because you could get that rundown of topics on the side. And that was one thing you couldn't count on back in the day watching SportsCenter. You had to watch the whole thing, hoping the Brewer highlight would come up.
Praying that you'd get it up
hoping
there.
the Packers, but really having no guarantee, where at least on PTI, and this was great, by the way, for a young radio producer that wanted to get some audio, you could anticipate when they were going to talk about your team or talk about, like, okay, I got this amount of time or I have this much, I know it's coming up, where you could at least expect them to talk about the subject you wanted to talk about, which was a big deal in my youth. In the 90s and 2000s, when you didn't know if you'd get any national coverage as a fan of the Brewers, Bucks, even Packers at some points, although not really as much because the Packers would get a lot of coverage. You didn't know if you'd get that coverage. So the off chance you did, when it was like, oh man, Brandon Jennings is playing well. Are people going to start talking about the Bucks again? Or
anybody even watch this guy drop 55 as a rookie against the Warriors?
Bogut's having a good year, or the Fear of the Deer Bucks. Like, we were starting to get in people's consciousness again. It was like, there's going to be some Buck convo. I better get around get the kids, get the family around, call up your buddies. They're going to talk about the Bucks on ESPN. That's what it felt like. And that's the one thing PTI would offer you. But it was more of a micro debate. It really wasn't like a full debate because of the time allowed. So I would agree with you, Billy. First Take was the first one to have that full open forum. There was also Around the Horn.
Yeah.
But again, it's like 2 seconds
30-minute kind of countdown, quick one, run through. And we had other people weighing in on different ones, right? Like Cold Pizza would be there as another one.
That was the predecessor.
That was the launch point to First Take, which obviously has blown up. And again, I mean, it's still on the air for like 20-some years. Now, it's gone in and out of a couple of different permeations of it, but a phenomenal run. And I'll say that's going to be an interesting one to watch here today. I'm not positive I can tell you that I'll be watching all 2 hours. I can't tell you that I'll probably watch much of the 2 hours. I will definitely be watching the clips because I got to see if Skip Bayless still has his fastball.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch it. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not doubting Skip Bayless still has his fastball because he's on that. He's on the
Keep to Leave podcast.
Sure,
whatever.
totally. Yeah, he's in the arena. He's in the arena. I think it's a Gilbert Arenas production, but he's talking to Aqib Talib and another really nice young lady. He's doing stuff. Skip Bayless is working.
I mean, he's getting a check, right? I mean, that's
maybe because I don't know who's watching it.
Well, apparently,
I do know that he's going to bring some hot clips here today because he's been putting it out online. Skip Bayless is coming for absolute next today when he joins First Take.
Well, but he better be because
tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. Don't miss it. I'm ready.
He's had he's had his whole time to fire in for 1 day's worth of content. Like it's really easy to have one show, right? So it's like it's harder to do it every day. Like that's what makes what those guys do, I think, more impressive than people give him credit for, especially Stephen A. But when Skip's been preparing for this, I'm sure he can. Yeah, he
Mr.
can empty his
Smith,
bag.
I'm about to unleash like never before. I can't wait. Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. A lot of uses of periods in there as well.
Is this First Take or a wrestling promo?
Is
this WWE?
Listen, they're kind of blending in because we get wrestlers doing promos on the 4-letter network all day long. So
I would love to see Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith actually like fight in the ring.
Steel cage
Physically,
match? Are
like,
you kidding
physically
me?
fight?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Don't you remember the promos where
I'd pay big money to watch.
In the promo, Skip was in the mirror, like doing his weightlifting and all that
That's what I'm
stuff.
saying, Skip's jacked up.
He's jacked, right? But he's
He's
also
doing these videos into his phone and like
crying when the Cowboys
it almost
lose.
looks like, and I don't mean this in a demeaning way. I just mean it like when my 3-year-old is deciding if he is going to go over here and drop kick the 1-year-old, right? Like it goes through his mind. He sits there and stews and kind of like grimaces, gets excited.
because he's there.
He's thinking about it. He really wants to. Knows he shouldn't. Knows he's going to get yelled at. This is Skip Bayless for the first 5 seconds of the video. He's excited just to yell, "Hey, I'm going to be on television." I think it's going to be hot. It's going to be
super zoomed in shot of him, but he's like
really uncomfortable lighting, awkward look at his Cowboys hat. Yeah, it's
and then you take a sit back and you say, "This is a 74-year-old man."
That's fair. Yeah,
he's an old man.
100%. That is a 70-year-old man.
Wild. But you're right. These days, the wrestling promos have been ubiquitous on the big 4-letter network. If you like that word, so they've been all over the place. So hey, maybe today's the day for that. I'm not really sure. And I'm sitting here wondering when Cameron's going to be back on the show.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
That was something I was enjoying those clips yesterday better than I did not anticipate Cameron, one of the top New York rappers in the scene 25 years ago, to be loading up in that double-breasted suit, giving it absolute takes.
And just laying it into Stephen A.
That was fun to
our
watch.
buddy Alex, it's hard to do their 1,050th Brady topic and their 942nd LeBron topic. But guess what, Alex? They got it for you.
I think
they got it for you, baby. Come on now.
I think he's underselling the number of LeBron topics.
I was going to say that. Yeah. I was going to add a 0 to the LeBron topics. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, it's been people have been starved for it now for so long because he hasn't been on there. So in a way, it's like they haven't done it, but they haven't done it in a while. It's like we brought back the chili noodles in 7 years.
It's almost like you almost believe at some point the Skip Bayless thing should be the Onion version of sports conversation.
Sure, yeah. Almost fake, almost ridiculous,
yes,
right?
Yeah, the Babylon Bee.
Out of here so much that it's almost satirical. However, my man believes every word that comes out of his mouth.
But you have to do that job.
That's what's impressive. And I don't agree with a whole heck of a lot that he's ever said, but I'll tell you this, delivers it in a fun way.
He does. It's a delivery, yes.
It's also changed a lot of how a lot of different sports conversation has been framed, right? Like for a while, and again, people don't like him. I know some people don't like him. I personally think he's legendary at it. Like Colin Cowherd came out and was telling people about how the 2010 Packers were like a blossoming love in high school that goes off-seas or goes away for a summer, and all of a sudden they're hot and heavy, right? He was trying to tie all these random things in together, and that's where you had a lot of young guys being like, okay, I'm going to tell you why the Cleveland Cavaliers are like a bad marriage. Like they're trying to tie it all together and do that imitation. There's not a lot of folks and a lot of programmers and a lot of people in sports conversation, radio, television alike, that are like, we need to do a Stephen A. and Skip Bayless.
That type of show, like that.
That's the one that's working. And there are a lot of 3-person shows with a moderator and 2 people going after each other that have been framed in that exact.
That's a great point. And you know how it is. I mean, it's like probably like that in most businesses, but in our business, it can tend to be like, okay, copycat league, right? Like, let's do what works, chase a trend. What is it? What's working for people? And as you know, Billy, a lot of managers in this business, and everyone's fighting for that pie, say, hey, why can't we be like them down the street?
Yeah.
Why can't we be like, they got a new car and a new yard? Why can't we be like them down the street? Do what they're doing. Like, you go viral. You go viral. You have great segments like that. You get big numbers like that. What are they doing? They're debating. Well, then let's start a debate show and fight on the air.
Start yelling at each other. Let's be mad at each other. Let's go after each other.
You saw Fox Sports do it with their shows. You saw everybody try their own, and some work, some don't, to a certain extent. What success is can be defined differently. But
very true.
Yeah, they did set a whole new, and for better or for worse, a lot of people don't like the embrace debate.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
For better or for worse, they set a whole new kind of trend in that era of sports entertainment media, right? What we do, sports media.
And it's always going to evolve, and there's going to be ebbs and flows. Again, now, the Pardon My Take guys have been the #1 sports podcast for 7 years or so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks being like, well, we can do exactly what those guys do.
Do what they do. Just copy them. But as you realize, it's like inside the NBA. Everyone's like, well, why can't we be like inside the NBA? Well, it's not that easy to just be like Charles Shack, and if you're not Charles Shack and Kenny.
I did truly enjoy yesterday all of the response to the incredibly awkward moments on Inside the NBA.
Gosh, people were just coming out with pitchforks, man.
Draymond Green was just getting rotisserie chicken.
He was getting it like the Cleveland fan was, for stealing the ball from the girl. Same situation.
100%, yes. I mean, just like it was a roasted duck. It was bad, dude. I actually pause. I did feel bad after one particular point because I listened to about 18 different videos that were all saying really the exact same thing.
And it's like, all right, he's already dead. And Stop piling on.
I couldn't get enough of it because it was so true. Like, not only are you awkward and uncomfortable and can't laugh at yourself, then also being factually incorrect. A tough place to live. One conversation that might pop up on the Stephen A. and Skip Bayless return. Jimmy Haslam, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that deadline that Jimmy Haslam put down. Also reaction yesterday that I was hearing a lot of. Armen, I don't know if you and I had maybe a different take than a lot of folks did of the response being to Jimmy Haslam, why are you giving the deadline? Mm-hmm. It felt like, and yesterday went in that somebody seemingly had to be the bad guy. And I feel even more convicted in it that whatever side ended up being and what both sides have discussed with each other, we'll never fully know.
Yeah.
We'll never fully know what the conversations, good or bad, are between the front office, Giannis and the front office's Giannis's reputation in the front office and ownership.
Right.
All of that has gotten murky.
Yeah.
However,
there's always a lot of gray area too with that stuff.
I think we've looked at it and seen over the last number of weeks, months at this point, that somebody had to be the bad guy and nobody really wanted to. Everybody's got way too much of a vested interest in this. Giannis has way too much of a vested interest in the city of Milwaukee that he doesn't want to alienate fans. Mm-hmm. The team, understandably so, definitely don't want to alienate their number one player of all time, one or two best player of all time. But you hope that he can continually be somebody that for the next 40 years is somebody that can always come back and be honored and regarded and loved and be loved and you can put out in front of folks. They want that. Jimmy Haslam's like, hey, guys, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah. Because he has no emotional attachment.
I got no vested interest in this.
Right.
He wasn't here when the title was won.
No.
He wasn't here for the development of Giannis as a human being.
He didn't grow up in Milwaukee.
I think as difficult as it is, and right, wrong, or indifferent, I believe there is a split coming, and both sides at some particular point both want it. No one wants to admit it. And whether or not it was spoken or unspoken, Jimmy Haslam said, hey, fellas, don't worry. I got y'all here. Let's figure this out by the draft. Because it's somewhat factually incorrect, right? Where he says he's either going to sign the contract or he's going to play somewhere else. But then we have to have it decided by June 26th, I believe, which is the draft.
Yeah, but
he can't sign the contract until October 1st.
It's October. So unless it's a verbal understanding or a
verbal commitment
or a shared understanding and agreement that he will sign it.
Right. I don't know that you can do some kind of, memorandum of understanding. Is that what it's called?
Letter of understanding or whatever.
I don't know if you can do
it's
that.
It's not legally binding, but I think what you would do is have one side or have him say it publicly, therefore putting him kind of caught in that public opinion. You wouldn't go back because then you look bad looking back on it. So if there was some sort of official statement and Giannis came out and said, and they agreed to say, hey, I'm going to come out and say I intend to sign in October. It'll be offered and I'll sign it right away, which I don't see happening. But if that would be the one thing I'd see, because then you wouldn't want to publicly go back on that and look like the bad guy. Right?
100%. So and that would put you 1,000% into the fire as the bad guy and the villain in the situation.
It has to be the jackpot. Yeah.
Instead, now Jimmy Haslam, the guy that nobody has a real connection to, doesn't have a full vested connection outside of, a sizable monetary investment in the team. He doesn't have that personal connection where it can only be business. And it feels like, and especially nationally, and while some of the national conversation around the Giannis disconnect in Milwaukee, I think has been a little over exaggerated. I think some of it's kind of crystal clear. I don't think either side wants to be the bad guy. Somebody had to and say, it's put up or shut up time. Jimmy Haslam said, hey guys, don't worry. I'll be the one that has no vested interest in this situation. I'll say the quiet part out loud that everybody kind of needs to know, that there's going to be a shot clock on this bad boy, and we're going to get a decision that seemingly both sides want, but don't want to outline that they want.
But I also feel like that he wants to play chicken a little bit to still make Giannis be the one to have to be the refuser. Like, say, no, we'll let him sign it if he wants it. We'll give him the deal, or we won't, but we need a decision one way or the other.
Yeah.
Putting Giannis in an awkward position and saying, okay, you have to be the one to walk. We're going to set the whole thing up for you to walk out the door.
Wouldn't that be more disrespectful if they didn't voice that? Right? Like, I think it would be distasteful and disrespectful to say, like, yeah, but we didn't really offer that. Like, I think both sides know, because he can end up signing the same money, right? This is where this part of the conversation ends up being different. At the end of this year, he can sign the same contract wherever he goes. In 6 months, he can sign the same contract that he can sign with the Bucks on October 1st, wherever he would get shipped to. So, like, no one's losing money. No one's losing out on potential earning power. It seems like the natural split. Because again, even if you do sign up for another 2 to 3 years, or what a lot of players have done is sign the extension
and then ask for a trade, right?
Ask for a trade a year later.
The Bucks are counting on Giannis not wanting to do, right? It's all based on that stuff.
I don't know that the Bucks should really want to do it, Armen.
Yeah,
because again, that means another year of the conversation, another year of this being the conversation around your organization.
Awkward purgatory,
and potential another year where, sure, I think there's a potential Giannis comes out next year and wins MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like his numbers this year when active were phenomenal. If he's healthy and
coach,
plays, new coach, new energy, new vibe, maybe a bunch of new pieces around, I think he could be phenomenal. He could also have a situation that he's had, 3 of the last 5 years, be injured at the end of the year, another year older walking in, and all of the money already committed in front of teams. I don't necessarily know that's the best time. Like last year, similarly to how the Rodgers situation ended up playing out for the Packers, they ended up being a year too late on the trade for Rodgers. Right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever you thought in the moment, Seattle got all the first-round picks from Denver, used and hit on all of them, won a Super Bowl.
Right, it could have the timing could have been different. Yeah,
the Bucks, I think, on the sheer value, it will look back on and say if they would have traded Giannis a year earlier, they would have gotten sizably more.
Which is always tough because trading someone at the peak of their powers gives you the most value.
Always gives you the most.
It's also counterintuitive because that's when they're playing their best. And you're like, we don't want to get rid of this guy.
And that's when you think that you could continue to
grow
and build the runway.
Right.
It does feel, though, like right now might be the perfect fork in a road where both sides can say, it's been great, it's been fun, and it has been real fun. But now let's go have some fun and let's reconvene in 7 years when your career's over and we can hang the banner with your number.
Say goodbye and all that stuff. I keep going back to the trade deadline when Giannis made such a public, social media proclamation that he wasn't leaving. And I thought that was an interesting deal because I'm like, this is not something he's done in the past. So why he went out of his way to do it now was interesting because I'm like, this has a potential to backfire if you just leave then in a few months. I still think he wants to try and put the pressure on the organization, and the organization wants to put the pressure on him to finally be the one to say bye. And that was just part of the pawn, part of the strategery there with the pawn and being the pawn there. And that's another kind of, fork in the road. I can say, okay, I'm going to put this here so you look worse by asking me to leave. And then there was some interesting kind of TikTok video that was floating around the internet the last couple of weeks where Giannis was supposedly in a truck telling a fan, I don't want to go, but they don't want me. So I don't know if that's real or part of it too. It just seems like Giannis doesn't want to be the guy to say it, and the Bucks are also trying to make him be the guy to say it. And there's a little bit of a game of chicken going on.
Yeah, and that's where, again, I don't disagree with some of the takes that I saw yesterday of like, why are you putting an artificial deadline on it that doesn't have? It's an arbitrary deadline, right? Because
I saw Butchie saying that's stupid.
Yeah,
like, why would you do that? This is stupid. You can't do this.
I get it, but again, they want to, and I think both sides want to move on.
But they don't want to be the one to say it.
But no one wants to be the one to say it, and somebody had to. And at some point, there's one guy that had to. And the one guy that had to just sat down and said, I'll leave town right here. I'll go back over to Cleveland. No one's gonna hear from me again until October when I'm pulling up to the first game. But I'll be the one that has to say it out loud. And also there's something too, you got to continually get this process rolling, right? Like you got to get the bidding war started. And while you don't need the first round pick to be in this year's draft in June, I think everybody wants to know what they're building once free agency rolls around a week later. And I think that's the most key part of this conversation. The acquiring teams want to know soon, because they want to build out their team. And I think the Bucks also want to know a little bit sooner.
That's interesting. Yeah. The longer this goes on, though, there's always a chance you can come back from it. I think we saw that with Kobe in LA.
You're still holding out the hope.
Yeah. Kobe in LA was gone until he wasn't, and then he had a whole new. So you never know. We'll see.
All right, there we go. 877-794-1973. We'll get a who's hot, who's not coming up on the other side. The talking text line has been hot, and we'll get back and revisit even more of it. We also got our wake and bake story of the day. Still a lot to get to as we run out the beautiful Friday in the Good Land. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend. Yankees in town, Brewers and Yankees, American Family Field. If you're looking to get a ride to and from the game, go to the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Same-day sportsbook bet, only $5. $5 minimum bet gets you a wristband and a ride to and from American Family Field. No better deal than that, or a sportsbook dining purchase. Go in, have some dinner, have a ride to and from the game, and enjoy Brewers and Yankees coming up this weekend. Enjoy a quick timeout. We're back right after this. Who's hot, who's not, with Donovan Jorgensen. Heating and cooling is next on the Huddle.
Yep. It's happening. Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. Stephen A. Smith and I are reunited on First Take. For the first time in almost 10 years, we are going to be together, face to face, on air, and I can't wait.
Oh my God, that is too good. I can't wait. I can, but that is Skip Bayless yesterday online, letting everybody know that he's back.
That's
on
when
TV again.
That's when you can watch in like 1.5 or 2 times speed,
and it still be slow
because it still be slow. Yeah, right.
Why does he talk in like periods with the pause when you're reading a book?
I saw someone say that about Jonathan Lucroy, because Lucroy's been on that podcast and everything's getting shared around. Everyone's like, this guy talks so slow. I'm watching this in 1.5. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I didn't think about that, but I thought that was funny. But when you get Skip Bayless talking about being on the show, First Take, it is Geezer Palooza with Bill Schmidt and Armen Saryan.
And I can't wait. It's awesome, dude.
He talks in double spaced.
Yeah, that's the perfect way of saying it, Dave.
That's great.
Totally a double spaced. And instead, just with such fiery, angry passion. It's hilarious. I'm very, very glad. You know what? Congratulations, Skip.
Yeah.
Get yourself back on TV and enjoy it here today. Go and have some fun. This to me feels like watching a youngster go to like a Kidcadia, a big amusement park where he's playing, climbing around.
Yes.
And my man has been sitting there and has not been able to go back in 2 years. And he's had to sit there and watch all the kids from outside.
Through the windows.
Peering
through
up on the glass, like getting his nose smushed up on the glass because he's trying to see.
Right.
I can't wait to get in there. I want to go on the slide.
It's my turn.
It was supposed to be my turn.
My turn.
Oh my God.
That
is going to be pure comedy later on here today.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for it. 877-794-1973. And by for it, I'm very excited to watch the clips later on here today.
Well, clips. I'm not watching the whole thing.
I got to be honest with you. I'm probably not saddling up at 9 o'clock to watch any of it, but I will definitely consume the clips because we're in a clips-driven society. We want to know the good stuff.
This is a highlight sport. This is a highlight sport, Billy, right? Isn't that what
true.
said?
We need to see the highlights, and I also want to see if there's any disrespect to my girl Shay Cornett, because she's gonna slap that stuff down real quick.
Yeah.
There's any disrespect coming, Shay's gonna slap that stuff down real quick. So we'll be very, very excited for that one. Who's hot, who's not, coming up with Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling. Who's gonna be hot today? Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless is gonna be hot today, obviously.
Gonna be sweating today. You're gonna think he just played 30 minutes of a playoff game when they start this thing up.
Can I do one for who's not also? I
would love you to. Who's hot, who's not? Presented by Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling, serving our community for over 40 years. ArmenDonovanJorgensen.com for more.
Announces retirement, Bucks legend forever and ever. Amen. PJ Tucker. Let's hear it. Who's hot for PJ Tucker? And Pops Jr. is retiring. And it's going to be a hot day for everyone trying to find their videos of PJ on their phones from 2021.
From after the celebration over at the Harp.
Which I haven't found yet. I had a great video of him in his Ferrari coming out of
Armen Saryan
when I was at the airport at 3 a.m. And so far, if you are not hot, if you don't find that video, but I don't know how our lives have been different. The Bucks did spend the money to re-sign him, Billy. That was a big thing after the title run.
Big time, yes.
Big issue. I remember he expressed some frustration about it on the internet afterwards and social media. Pops Jr. could have been a Buck again. Would that have changed things? I'm not really sure, but a lot of people think it could have. That was the beginning of the the downslide after the title. Not sure, but PJ Tucker's always going to be a Bucks legend. Always going to be a Milwaukee legend. He was the last piece needed. He was the Andre Rison, if you will. I don't know how you want to put it, but he was that guy to bring the Bulls over the top.
Can you? This is a fun game on who's hot, who's not. Of what did your tweet mean?
Yeah, bring it up.
At Armen Saryan, August 3rd, 2021. Because I was also thinking that you tweeted out that video. Apparently you did not.
I'm so mad at myself.
But the only other PJ Tucker tweet that Armen Saryan had did not look up Armen Saryan's nipples. Did you tweet it from that account?
That was never my account. It still isn't. I still don't know who had that account. But
okay,
that was not mine. Okay.
I'm starting to realize that the level of anger you have for the PJ Tucker situation seems to be proportionate to the age and generation on a sliding scale. Am I wrong here? Kid, you didn't have to watch Ruben Patterson and Brian Skinner.
Gosh, I'm trying to
So
figure
this is
out.
a clear gatekeeping on fandom age shaming deal. But
April though, right?
August 3rd.
Oh, August. So
this would have been post finals in the microwaved off season. So they had probably just said that they were not going to pick up the option.
So I think I was upset that I was still trying to ride the wave of enjoying, celebrating, basking in the glow of the title, and people were already getting upset about the Bucks not doing something that they liked, which was not re-signing PJ. And I think I was getting frustrated with people wanting instant gratification once again. And I'm like, no. We've waited a long, long time for this. If you haven't gone through the depths, you don't know how long we've waited for this. So let me enjoy it more without being negative. That must have been kind of where I was going with that. Whether or not I was right in doing that, you can debate. I just think that was what the pathology was.
So you were just mad at how people weren't embracing and celebrating the title.
Yeah, I think I was like, stop
this
being
is a whole
negative.
2 weeks later.
Stop it. Yeah, 2 weeks. I need more time than that to celebrate a world championship.
Well, that's why you didn't get back.
That's a fair point. Maybe that's part of the reason. It's
You got to be able to move on and think about the next one.
No, Armen, we have to be vigilant.
What's your favorite Super Bowl? The next one.
The next one? Okay. See, and maybe I rest. I don't know. I was ready to rest on our laurels a little bit too much, maybe. But I can't say I'm regretting that, because I do feel like it was a once in a I don't want to say lifetime, because I hope we win again, but it was a very rare situation. Well, to that point it was. To that point it was once in a lifetime.
50 years, yeah.
And I'm like, I will be damned if I'm not going to soak up every piece of juice out of this piece of fruit.
Yeah,
you know
that's fair on that. No doubt about it.
That being said, I think you look back and you say, well, that was something we could have done to maybe. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it would have changed.
Could have been for one instance, and I think this is where, when you look at how the Bucks, fall happens, and when indeed like the total shift in how it. Because I mean, like how the change happens, the league shifted and the Bucks were in a different spot of it, because when the Warriors win the title in 22, the year that the Bucks almost would have had the opportunity to repeat if they would have been able to close out in Game 6. I don't know, maybe PJ Tucker would have held Jason Tatum to under 46 points in Game 6.
And that's the specific question. Like, could he have helped you in that game to win that series and go to the conference finals? There's a great argument to be made that he could have.
Very much so.
The way he plays.
And so like that, when that goes down, and the conversation after and all off season long is, how do we stop teams from just spending double the salary cap and luxury tax rates and try to buy titles like the Warriors kind of did? The league shifted and the new collective bargaining agreement allowed, and the second apron rules came in. And first apron and second apron rules came in, but the second apron was the true debilitating one, where you're unable to really build out your roster and add at all if you're in there with max contracts. And the Bucks then made the move after the 23 season to bring in another supermax contract guy. And that's when the league had shifted away to, you got to build through young players draft and cost consciousness, because you're not going to be able to add. And so I don't necessarily know. I think in 22, Armen definitely helps them. Might have almost made it stickier and worse when those new apron rules came in. Because remember, it was like 3 years and $30 million they were going to have to pay, 3 years, $40 million, but the contract was going to be damn near double because of how much you were going to pay in luxury taxes and all that kind of stuff. But not our money. Not my money. I don't really care about it.
I think that's how most fans look at it. The money is like, you would have paid. It's all
you just
money.
Made a bunch of money. Yeah. I just watched what the stadium be ridiculously full, and the theater should be littered, and people actually go into the Mecca.
Before Mark sold his stake, right?
Oh, 100%. So you were making money hand over fist.
So they wanted you to spend some of that to try and win another championship.
But once then the new apron rules came in, I think it might have made it even more difficult. However, then you really start going down the sliding scale. Does that prohibit you from making the Damian Lillard trade?
Yeah, but
does that ultimately help you more instead of bringing in a guy that ultimately gets hurt and gutting the round? There's so much that then changes potentially, or they still lose in 6 to the Celtics in the second round, and then you're even more strapped for cash, and you struggle, and then it's an uglier blow up at that point.
And the legitimate Bucks window was still there the next 2 years. So then it was like, did that start some sort of negativity vibe wise too? Some people believe in that like there was a culture shift there, and because of that, you also lost to the 8 seed Heat and all these things. And that was sort of like closing the door in some ways on that window. I don't really know. But PJ had a good year that year for the Heat, if I remember. I mean, he was also scoring the ball too. He was obviously huge in those playoff moments. So you look back and you wonder one way or the other. But the one thing most fans don't look back and say is, well, I worry about the money, because fans aren't worrying about owners' money.
And in all reality, Tucker was good in that first year that he was in Miami. Then when he goes to Philadelphia, started to really slide. He still, I mean, that year in Miami, he shot over 40% from three.
He did. He had the best offensive year, but that was never his true value to the Bucks.
Never his value. It was all about what he did on defense.
It was in defense. It was in here, right? The culture shift, the leadership, all that stuff.
Need you to bring some dogs.
The dogs.
Yeah, we got dogs.
We got dogs. The toughness, all that stuff. So, I don't know. We can't go back and rehash history. We'll never really know. But
I would really like for you to be able to go back though and actually find the video. I think if you can find your video of PJ Tucker, I would very much appreciate it.
How did I not save that? Like, it's got to be somewhere.
On your old PC?
Maybe it's but it was a phone video, but maybe it is. Did I back it up somewhere? I'm gonna do some work on it.
All right, Armen's gonna do some work on that. We're gonna wrap up who's hot, who's not with this. Who's hot and potentially not? Did you see the Duke basketball deal with Amazon Prime, Armen?
I don't think I did, Billy.
Duke basketball and Amazon Prime, a exclusive partnership for Amazon to air 3 games, 3 marquee Duke basketball games in a landmark contract. Now, it happened within the last week, but it's the first time Amazon has dipped its toe into college basketball.
Okay.
And they get 3 games. The Duke UConn game in Vegas on November 25th. The game again, Duke hosting Michigan at Madison Square Garden on December 21st, and Duke Gonzaga in Detroit on February 20th. So kind of like 3 big games, 3 games that you definitely want. And now there is a super special fight going on because the Big Ten is saying, excuse us.
Wait a minute here.
We have that Michigan game.
Yeah.
We need to be getting a cut from that Michigan game. You can't be selling this exclusive deal. We got Duke in here trying to pump in, dare I say, a little private equity money here from Amazon Prime, getting a Notre Dame style television broadcasting deal in basketball.
They were the original ones. I mean, Notre Dame, when they got their own TV deal, they were the original ones. And hey, why isn't this the next level of NIL money shaking? I mean, why isn't, Duke can do this, right? They're within their rights to do this, and if people want the product?
From all the indications are that the move will raise some eyebrows around college sports. Pete Thamel continues, but it could end up being a harbinger of the future as streamers are expected to be more aggressive in acquiring rights to upcoming collegiate sports.
Which makes sense.
Collegiate sports conversations. Duke worked with ACC and ESPN on future scheduling commitments in exchange for the ability to play these 3 neutral site games, including participating in select ESPN owned and operated neutral site events in 28-29.
And you know what? It makes sense because live sports is what brings it, and for streaming companies, they want subscribers. They need people to, in some way or the other, even though frustrated sports fans, what's going to stop UConn from saying, wait, why can't we do this?
100%.
Why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Quibi or Gwibby or whoever it is.
Well, you want to talk about the brand loyalty and the brand specific love for different teams and different colleges. That is heavy. And if the brands can go and negotiate their own rights, that's going to be a tough one for the conferences.
And conferences, right. It's going to be
going to be a tough one for the revenue sharing in conferences.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a fascinating one. But Duke, shockingly, the rich get richer.
I mean, of course it's Duke. That's the brand.
It's going to be Duke, the Yankees, Cowboys, and Lakers that can just package it all in one because they can get all those same fans of the exact same teams.
Call it the casual.
Did you throw the Dodgers in there?
Dodgers, maybe.
Dodgers. Well,
they got to get the Dodgers.
Notre Dame. I mean, obviously.
Well, Notre Dame's already got their own one. Well,
the
Dodgers are making enough money. They might not even need one.
Yeah, no, it'll probably be the Yankees.
If the Dodgers aren't going international, they're not taking it. 877-794-1973.
Manchester United.
Oh, good one, Armen.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a Liverpool, an Arsenal, something like that. Yeah. 877-794-1973. Who's hot, who's not? Presented by Donovan Jorgensen, Heating and Cooling, the best and largest employee-owned HVAC company in the state of Wisconsin. Best thing is they do HVAC. They're an HVAC company. They're not coming in here trying to sell you windows. They're not coming in here telling you that they're a plumber and that they can also fix your countertops. They're an HVAC company. You got HVAC needs, go to DonovanJorgensen.com. We're back after this. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's Friday, and it's finally quitting time for us on the Huddle as we will punch the clock and send you off on a beautiful weekend in the good land, a Wall of Honor weekend in the good land as the Brewers celebrate Dave Parker and CC Sabathia tonight. Dave's going to be out at the press conferences coming up in the 2 o'clock hour, right, is when the press conferences roll through.
Yeah.
Now, folks going to the game tonight will be able to see the Wall of Honor and see the CC Sabathia and Dave Parker celebrations up there today.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect.
So they're gonna be able to see it on the Wall of Honor. There's gonna be some like videos and stuff pregame that they're going to do. I believe it's CC Sabathia and one of the members of Dave Parker's family that are going to throw out ceremonial first pitches.
Awesome.
So it's going to be beautiful.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, this is great. I know some people were questioning maybe, do we have too many? Is the Wall of Honor exclusive enough? Like, come on. Like, this is the third level of Brewers honor.
Yeah, 100%. This is if you had made a mark on Brewers baseball, you can go Wall of Honor. Yeah. That's where the distinction of a Wall of Honor, Walk of Fame.
And then retired numbers, obviously.
And obviously retired numbers.
Yeah.
Now, that one's mostly Hall of Famers.
Super exclusive. Now. Yes.
Maybe there will be another one. I still think Yelich has got a really good chance.
Right. We don't know. But,
I think Yelich has a really good chance.
Okay.
But I do think that they'll add to that. This was kind of the brainchild of Craig Counsell, if I'm not mistaken, right? One of the vibes and one of the first things he did when he was the special advisor. And cool honor here tonight for CC Sabathia and Dave Parker, both guys that deserve to be honored for their, albeit short stints in Milwaukee, phenomenal baseball lives and incredible Hall of Fame baseball careers. Wake and Bake weekend story of the day. It's the weekend. It's time to go use promo code Huddle at happyplacehemp.com. Like, the weekend means that it is time for all Wake and Bake deals. Enjoy 25% off and free shipping. Use promo code Huddle whenever you go to happyplacehemp.com. Delta 8, Delta 9 gummies. Amazing. CBN CBD gummies for a sleep aid might help. It might be a good one. It's Mother's Day this weekend. Everybody dialed in? Got your gifts?
I think so. Yes.
I don't like hearing I think so.
I think I'm good.
I don't like hearing I think so. I like hearing I know so. I know I still got to be able to go and buy a couple more things.
All right.
Let's go dominate this weekend. Celebrate moms this weekend. And let's be back on Monday. We'll have Drew rejoin us. It's been the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.